Good evening, Speed Gaming. This is Falconic. I am joined in the booth tonight by my friend, the People's Champion, Sonny Wrath. Sonny, hey, buddy, how's it going? How are you?
I am doing quite well, Falconic, and I am ready to see the chaos that we have coming up with this FFR Irongol Heavy Metal Championship Battle Royale match. And boy, is this a huge match.
Yeah, it's, what are we at? 21 racers now, and possibly growing. It's an open race. Probably a little bit too late to throw your hat into the ring at this point, because we're about to be going any second now. But it turns out that after 6 weeks of Swiss, you kind of get tired of playing the same flag set. And I know you're flipping around and you've got different incentive locations from fire, earth, water, and air, but it's just not enough. So a little bit of a backstory. Can you tell us how we got here and what we can expect tonight?
So, the backstory on this is a lot of people ended up getting tired of running the spring tournament flags over and over again and went, you know what, we need something spicy, we need something fun. So what happens? We have all 17 progressive key items loose in the world. We have a forced party of thief, black mage, fighter, red mage, because all 4 slots were forced. We have free ship, we have free canal, we have every entrance, every town shuffled. We have bosses clamped at their vanilla stats of 100%, but can go as high as 300%. But the enemy stats themselves are anywhere from 67 to 150. So the regular enemies themselves aren't that bad.
Pushovers.
Now, experience, on the other hand, we're looking at 3.5 times normal experience with 250 extra gold given per battle. But there is a slight twist with how the experience and gold progression works, with it being per orb.
I like that, though. So we have our first look, and right off the bat, if you haven't seen Floor Entrance Town Shuffle, well, here's your first look. Canaria Castle, a great first check because you never know what it could be. Mermaids. It could give you everything that you want right off the bat. It's not mermaids, however. It's Crescent Lake, and we've got our confused old men kind of walking around.
And we saw Fast and Fade at level 1. But I did not quite catch what slots those spells were in. Fade being in slot 3, which is Red Mage learnable. And then Fast, it doesn't matter, since Red Mage can learn all 4 slots of level 1 Black Magic.
So I'm trying to get a look here. As you can see, we've got NPC Guillotine turned on, which is yet another beta flag that we're still trying to tweak to get into the live server. Bats, dragons, old men, women, children, anything that's annoying and in your way, for the most part, if it has one line of dialogue, meaning it doesn't change what it says at some point in the game, talk to it, and poof, it's gone. And we've seen a couple old men in the park there kind of get Thanos'd.
Now, something else to take note of that you may have noticed in the weapon and armor shops is these weapons and armor, for the most part, have plus and minus values on them, and you may be wondering, what's going on with that? We have what are known as blessed and cursed weapons on. So each piece of armor and each weapon will have different values on them, being anywhere from -5 to +5. You see that Crabcakes bought a bunch of small dagger +3s. That increases the damage that they'll deal as well as their critical hit chance.
And their accuracy as well, so you'll start getting more hits with them sooner than you normally would. Or if it rolls negative, maybe not. Maybe all of a sudden you don't want that sword that's got the negative on it.
So we see from Crabcakes that imps have Blizzard.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
Because why not?
So, Floor and Entrance, it's kind of my jam. It's kind of my thing. It's kind of really the only thing that excites me anymore. But what about you? How do you feel about Floor Entrance and Town Shuffle?
So, if we're talking one versus the other, I hate Town Shuffle personally. Entrance Shuffle, I love Entrance Shuffle. I love Floor and Entrance Shuffle. And when you combine Floor and Entrance Shuffle with the actual Town Shuffle, we're talking all the fun in the game. We see that the Temple of Fiends is in its vanilla location this time around, so that's an easy find from El Markin.
It is. Unfortunately, because Canaria Castle isn't Canaria Castle, you've rescued the princess. That's all fine and dandy. You're not getting anything from that yet. You still have to find where Canaria Castle actually landed, and then you'll get your 2 possibly key items. But as we've already seen from the Circle of Sages, or the Confused Old Men there in Crescent Lake, more than likely they're going to be duds. And you spoke about that earlier. Because nothing is incentivized, no location is incentivized, everything has essentially just become a treasure chest.
And that's what makes having all 17 key items being loose so much fun, because you never know when you're going to run across them. And if you run across the mermaid floor in and of itself, that's a massive find, because there's so many treasure chests there that you could just suddenly end up with 5, 6, even 7 key items out of nowhere.
You'll tend to see that too from a floor entrance shuffle, is that the game, when you have as many loose as you do, it tends to just kind of throw them all at you kind of all at once. You'll see places that'll have 4, 5, 6 key items, and it'll be usually hunting down the last couple that takes a little while. But let's talk about some of the runners that we have here, because we're still trying to traverse the world. We're trying to figure out where we can go, what we can do. We've got some of the best here on stream for Speed Gaming Prime. Crab Cakes, Zenobian, Thunderclawed, and Ale Markin. Now, I go way back with Crab Cakes. Thunderclawed, a little bit newer. Zenobian, a little bit newer. Ale Markin, a little bit newer. I think they predate them by at least a year or so, but what can you tell us about them?
So, Thunderclawed and Ale Markin are both fairly new to the randomizer. Thunder ended up coming around about, I want to say 6 months after I did it. Ale Markin, he's been around the randomizer itself, but hasn't actually participated in anything large, such as the spring tournaments or even this event. So the spring tournament is the most recent event that he's participated in. On Thunderclaw's screen in Matoya's Cave, we see that he has the crown and there's an Ice 4 sword. Zenobian, very new runner, came around during the on-rack summer vacation and just absolutely showed why he's so good at Final Fantasy Randomizer. And then, as you all know, Crab Cakes, the defending champion from the spring tournament last year, she needs no real introduction. She is the defending tournament champion. She is extremely good. She is known for a reason.
She's a robot. Everyone knows about the robot. I do want to point out here, we did see, and chat pointed it out, was that Dwarf Cave was straight to carry. And you mentioned earlier that with each orb that's lit, our XP grows an extra 25%. Something to keep in your back pocket, just in case you start to get yourself a few levels, maybe pick up, I don't know, like an Ice 4 sword. Something that'll let you swing and get that fiend out, because the quicker you can do it, the quicker your levels are going to start to skyrocket.
Now the question is, are any of the runners going to decide to take on carry at all?
I wouldn't doubt if you see Crab Cakes. I don't know if she's picked up that ice sword yet, but when she does, I wouldn't doubt if you saw fast cast on an ice sword and then just throw out fades. Just throw fades. Yes, it's clamped to 300, and that's fine, but it's still carry 1 at the end of the day, so.
And for those that aren't sure what clamping bosses means, the boss's stats will start at their vanilla value of 100%. And from there, they can roll anywhere from that base 100% all the way up to 300%.
And boy, do we love it when it goes up to 300%.
Oh, we have some poison sound effects coming out from Ale Markin.
Unfortunately, Team Poison SFX is doing commentary on Speed Gaming 3, which, by the way, we're across, 4 different channels tonight? Such a huge race. To be able to get at least 16 people restreamed was an amazing feat. So very, very well done. Hats off to everyone that was involved in getting this planned and organized.
I have to agree with that. Ale Markin finding Bahamut's Cave inside of Provoca's entrance.
It'd be great when we get the tail.
It will be, but I need to check one thing very quickly, because I don't know if the objective NPCs were shuffled, and they are not. So Bahamut will be in that cave.
I was looking to see if they also gave free tail, which is another one of the features here on the beta website. They do not have free tail, so yes, we know the location of Bahamut. no, we can't do anything about that just yet, so we're just going to have to wander the world a little bit more. We do have free ship, we do have free canal. I'm surprised that at least one runner on screen hasn't taken off out of the inner sea here to check some of the locations. I know you probably want to get in your head and check all like the Northwest Castle, Marsh Cave, and stuff like that, but you got to assume in a race with 21 people that that's going to be the play, and if you have a chance of winning, if you're not quite as strong a runner, you got to make small gambles like that. And it looks like everyone on screen feels that they're good enough to beat anyone else straight up, and we're all doing the same thing for now.
So Thunder is looting out the second volcano armory, as I tend to call it, the agama floor of the volcano, as you all may know it as, and finds the herb behind the spike tile. Now, with Elfling Castle being in its vanilla location, once Thunder goes to that again, he'll be able to turn in that herb and see exactly what it becomes.
Thunderclawed making the check. Herb is going to turn into money.
1,000 gold, not that bad.
Hey, you woke up the prince. Here's your reward. Now leave.
Pretty much. Thunder burning another encounter and heading back in, checking the... I think that's the Grey Worm tile. Finding out that there are sea snakes and then shadows on the other one.
Mm-hmm. Avos, unfortunately, it isn't gonna quite work like that here. Well, unless if I read what you typed in chat right, key item turn-ins or picking up key items not gonna give you the bonus XP. You've got to light the orbs in this one to get your bonus XP.
Well, I have a feeling that the thief will be taking a nap for a couple of these runners because that katana is a -1 katana.
I mean, yeah, it's not good. I would hope that in this party you're not relying on the thief to be swinging anything. He's primarily here for the early game, if anything at all. So yeah, not surprised to see a thief kind of face down. There's some Oxyel though, so there's 2 loose items on the Agama floor here, paying off really, really early. Here's the fun part. When are we going to find out where Onrak is? And better yet, where is the Oxyel going to lead us once we do know where it is?
And that's going to be the question going into this, because with how entrance and floor shuffle works, it even shuffles the entrance from the submarine in of itself.
Mm-hmm.
El Markin picking up the Oxyale not long after Thunder does, as Thunder is working on running out of the Agama floor.
Oh yeah, he's booking it out. He got 2 key items out of here. Time to go. Now, unfortunately, they do not have deep towns on. That's another flag I absolutely love because of how much people hate it. So towns will be found 1 floor deep. It'll be on the world map. You're going to enter a location, immediately be in a town. But boy, if you haven't tried that flag out before, give it a test drive. You'll love it.
So we've got a couple of questions in chat. One from Uninformed Pleb. Is there an EXP boost for other key items too, or is it just orbs? It is just the orbs that will give a 25% EXP buff. And then the other question from Avosrun, the only 2 key items that are definitely required are the loot and the mystic key. And that is correct. Those are really the only 2 necessary key items, unless a fiend is blocked by, say, the rod plate, or even requiring the cube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to find a seed that you can get by with only needing key and loot. But it is possible, so you never say never. But chances are very good, like you mentioned. Something's going to be behind Oxyl, or it's going to be behind Cube Locked. You're going to have some important location or item behind, like Mirage Tower. You're going to need to find some stuff. And luckily, with everything being so loose, you're going to be checking chests anyways. You're going to find your stuff. Oh, there's an Excalibur -5. Feels bad for the night.
So, Falconic, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
What are your opinions on Marsh?
I don't like it, but I don't hate it. I'm a big fan of I'm going to do me and you do you, and if I know you aren't going to do Marsh, then I'll probably go do it. But I don't know. See, the problem with me is I can have all the plans in the world, but halfway through a race, I'll forget what I have at that moment, and none of it really matters. So if I beat you, it's usually dumb luck and not the result of any kind of planning.
Oh!
I missed the O. What's the O?
Oh! So, gargoyles are evil in the respect of sleep into nuke.
Yeah. I missed it, and now I want to see that. It's not like we see gargoyles everywhere though, right?
Just in a lot of places.
Just a couple places.
Just a few. So we have Thunder heading over towards Marsh.
Oh, there we go. Marsh leading into the Q block. So we can't go in there just yet. You hope you're taking notes. When you play floor entrance, I know you said you're not a huge fan of the town shuffle, but when you're doing floor entrance, do you literally write down pen and paper, or do you use Meridian's tracker? How do you keep track of this?
I use a notepad document to keep track of all of this. And sometimes I even run into the issue of I delete my own notes. So that's actually a fun thing when that happens.
So Crabcake's finding her loose Oxyale. Thunderclawed, I think, has checked just about everything now. Is going to be making the trip outside of the inner sea. Ailmarkin digging a little bit deeper. Marsh 2 leads to Marsh 3 because, why not?
I don't think it's going to be long before Thunder actually decides to go out of the inner sea. As Ailmark is traversing through this floor of Marsh and gets ambushed by these gargoyles with Sleep. Let's see if he can actually make it out of these gargoyles before he gets nuked. Is he going to be able to do it? Sleep coming out again.
There's Sleep, so Nuke's got to be coming out soon.
They run Sleep, Nuke, but he makes it away from the gargoyles. He does not have to worry about seeing that nuke.
So silver bracelets rolled silver 4. That turns them into, I believe, better than gold bracelets, which that feels really, really good. The problem is that we've shuffled, I do believe, let me take a look at the flags here. We do have random weapons and armor in the shop, so you're not guaranteed to find the silver bracelet in there, but chances are pretty good that you will somewhere. Pro Ring 2s, by the way, and cheap. I think that was less than 4,000 gold, is a huge find.
Yeah,
absolutely huge find.
Those Pro Ring clusters are a substantial find for sure. Working on making it out of this floor of the Marsh, finding a harm and immediately reset.
So now, where to?
I don't think we touched on this, Falconic. Item magic is shuffled.
I love item shuffled when you have clamped bosses because it takes away your crutches of the white shirt and the defense sword. And what are you going to do when it rolls into, I don't know, the lamp and the fire one? You know what I mean? So we're going to see some fights here that I think because the XP scaling isn't going to be as bad as it could have been. But item shuffle plus clamp bosses is a recipe for disaster. And it's really, really fun to watch.
All right, Crab Cakes inside of Carrie's floor. Thunderclawed not too far behind her. Zenobian checking out the marsh area. And Ailmarkin taking down some Cerberus.
Zenobian over here is culling the bat population in March, talking to as many as he can along the way. Like the nope, he passes by. Hey, it's your friends the gargoyles, though.
Hey! Gotta love these gargoyles.
Gets away from the gargoyles. I wonder if he knows what they have.
He probably doesn't want to deal with them, and I can't blame him.
Thunderclawed, though, making the play that I said I might make. You've got a little bit of some weight behind you now as far as weapons and armor, and you've got, well, Ice 2. Yeah, I was going to say you might just want to do fast, not Ice 2, but he's going to swing away. 2 hits, 7 damage. Uh-oh. Yeah, that fade's not going to carry you here. He's going to need to get some really, really high rolls here. Oh, that's 700 damage from 9 hits from Carrie. And stun touch to go along with it, because why not?
Ouch! And Carrie just keeps resisting these fades coming out.
Yeah, fade, unfortunately, I mean, it's a great spell. It's no nuke. It rolls, I think, the highest of like 320-ish or something crazy like that. It's not very...
390 is
390.
the highest roll.
So Ice 2 is not going to... Oh, it does get it done! Ale gets it done with an Ice 2, just trying to fluff up that damage. And there's our first orb lit on screen from Thunderclawed. Just shy of 18 minutes. Enjoy your extra 25% XP, buddy.
He gets carried down just like that. That was a beautiful fight. And if that knight had if that knight hadn't gone down and another character would have been attacked,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, he probably would have been in a much more dicey situation than that.
Yeah, so I made the mistake, and I think a lot of newer runners make this mistake as well, of getting a little bit confused there. So we're talking about clamp to 300% bosses. Fortunately for Thundercloud is that every stat gets its own 300% slider scale. So Carrie could hit for 300% damage, but may only have 120% health. And I think during that race or during that fight, you heard me say it's not going to get it done as the Ice 2 comes out, and sure enough, it gets it done because the health rolled low. Thundercloud made the gamble, and it paid off really, really well. And now, take a look at his characters. He's got Fighter and Thief down. I think I'm bringing back that Fighter with the 20% XP boost and rolling 3-man from here on out. What would you do?
I would have to agree. I would run 3-man for a little bit. Get that extra EXP on the Fighter, the Black Mage, and the White Mage, or Red Mage, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure they are leveled well enough for endgame.
Which leads to the next question. 300% clamped bosses with a full Topher and alternate final boss. What kind of levels are we talking about when you say good enough?
At least 30s.
I was thinking 30, 35 at least, yeah.
Because with the alt final boss, there are many different variations that we can have. We can have Whack-A-Chaos, which is 8 garlands with 1 chaos hidden somewhere in there. We can have War Mech or 2 War Mechs even, with 6 evil men. We can have 2 Liches with 6 phantoms that hit like trucks and have high critical hit rate.
That's the one that scares me the most.
Or we can have Carrie 2 and Tiamat 2.
AKA?
Double Dragons.
There you go. So Crabcake's re-picking up Oxyale must have died on her way out, because we did see her pick that up earlier before. Thundercloud is, I mean, there's no legitimate way of knowing for sure, but I gotta think Thundercloud's in the lead here, if only because of the orb. That's going to start to kind of snowball his XP for him. He's also the only one I've seen so far that's out of the Inner Sea and is starting to make more and more checks. Sooner or later, he's going to stumble upon Canoe and Floater. In this type of game, you're not really ever going to see a floaterless seed. It just isn't going to happen.
Yeah, considering how many entrances will need to be checked, more than likely with a flag set like this, a floaterless seed definitely won't happen.
So a few more checks here. Is this a grind going on from El Markin? Would you consider doing this without any of the orbs and that bonus XP?
A little bit actually, just so that way I can get extra fade charges, but that's about it.
Level 14 across the board. Well, I say across the board, across his 2 characters that are alive here. Feels pretty good. You got to be rolling up to almost, 6? Encroaching on 7 casts of fade for that red mage. Not too bad.
Absolutely.
Now, where does Crabcake go? We've got Xeno or Zenobian doing a little bit of shopping here. Those Pro Ring 2s for sale is absolutely huge. Thundercloud has found the greater than less than room. He's not rocking the best gear as far as weapons. The Ice 4 sword's phenomenal, don't get me wrong. The small 3s, great early. They're kind of losing their luster at this point. We really need to find something else to be swinging.
That's a loose floater!
That we talked about.
And the bridge!
So there's 2.
We were talking about the floater and let it appear. What's going to be next? The canoe?
Let's find out. I'm thinking there's got to be a third. No, third. Oh, Opal 3 is really
plus
nice.
3 and the bottle.
There it is. Third
Greater
loose
than
item.
less than room.
So that's the room to go to. The X-Cal -5 we saw. A little unfortunate, but we already had that information. But yeah, loose floater. And I do believe we have, yep, all the open extended progression you could ever hope for. So just take your boat and make your way over to the Raycon Desert, and we're going to have Thundercloud in the air.
Thunder will be in the air very quickly, able to check anywhere he wants to, really.
And again, there's no way of knowing this, but I was mentioning earlier, sometimes it's about making a weird gamble. You have no way of knowing that the floater was going to be outside the Inner Sea, but you know you're racing 20 other people that are probably going to make that check. If anyone would have left here to go to, I believe he found this in Earth Cave, Maybe they couldn't survive it at the time. Maybe they could. Maybe we could have had somebody in the air flying already, though.
There's a question in chat from Del Rey on the free. He still needs canoe, right? The answer to that is no. Due to the extended open progression, there is a dock outside of the Ryukon Desert that we can park the ship at in order to unearth the floater. And we see that the connection from greater than less than room leads into waterfall, and waterfall is not changed at all.
It's not. And the beauty of everything being loose is I just don't know that we're going to find anything here. There's only going to be a handful of chests and a robot, and there's a good chance the robot's just going to give us something like gold, right?
Yeah, there is that possibility that the robot will give gold, but there's also that possibility that it could be a key item. We won't know until Thunder gets there.
Yeah, could be.
Zenobian, though, taking on Carry, going to open up with a fade for 119, swinging with the fighter for 70 damage, going ahead and casting fast on top of that. Fade and Ice 2 coming out with another swing from the Knight. Fade going out for 137. The Ice Sword swinging, 5 hits, 119. Good damage coming out from that fighter. Ice 2 for 32, just doing that chip damage. But Carrie retorting with a swing of her own, taking down that Black Mage. Fade coming out 129 as Aelmarkin also pulls Carrie. The fighter got stunned by Carrie, and now Aelmarkin only has the fighter up, where Zenobian, sitting on the Red Mage, wipes!
Yeah, he was not too far off from what we saw from Thundercloud. I think another fade would have probably done it, but Zenobian saw the damage potential of that carry, and it scared him. It scared him off, and rightfully so. He doesn't know how close he was, but in his mind, it could have been another 1,000, 2,000 HP. I mean, unfortunate, but yeah, that one's within grasp if he gets good turn order.
It definitely is, and Thunder finding a beautiful tile, Saria's, as Crabcakes enters the greater than less than room to pick up that floater almost immediately.
Got a little bit. Oh, the robot did give a key item, so he gave TNT, a wooden stick, a little bit of money. I didn't see the other chest there. His stream kind of skipped just a little bit.
So we got a rapier in that as well.
Was it a vanilla rapier? Just no blessed or curse on it whatsoever?
Rapier plus 5, I believe.
Hey, not too bad. I mean, we're swinging a nice 4, but what are you going to do?
And throw the rapier onto the Red Mage.
I'm sorry, that Red Mage is, you might as well rename her to Fade, because that's all she's going to be doing for a long time.
Until Nuke gets found.
Oh, Nuke's going to be level 8. I mean, I'm just willing it into existence.
It's gonna happen now.
So we got a couple of old school names in chat here. Trenton GLs, the Sports Hefes. Thalfin is joining us here as well. We've got some of the spring tournament entrants. We have Avos in here. Who else did I see? Elastowitz joining us. Moist Mogwai doing the tracking for us tonight. We've got a last count 21 entrant race going on across 4 different networks tonight. All because people are tired of spring tournament flags. They wanted to shake it up a little bit. And what better way to bring in Season 2, did I hear that right, of the Irongol Championship?
Season 2 of the FFR Iron Golem Heavy Metal Championship, with Spellzap being the champion of Season 1.
I've heard that guy's pretty good.
I've heard some very good things about Spellzap.
Just a little bit. Might have had some experience in co-op tournament with high clamp bosses. Who knows? This is, I believe that's Soul Burner. I'm going to go ahead and assume the 1-3 is a B for Soul Burner. It is a race, but it's also randomized. And boy, if this is your first match for watching Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer, you picked the dandy because literally everything is shuffled. Floors, entrances, towns. We've clamped bosses so that they can roll much, much higher than they usually did, or usually do, as seen on screen from the carry fights, whacking for, what, 700-800 damage with stun touch?
Yeah.
Yeah. Feels pretty bad, but I'm enjoying it.
Feels bad for the runners, but, you know, for us, it's great entertainment. Thunder working on getting out of this massive dive, which I believe is in the Earth Cave location, to then unearth that airship and be set and ready to go.
Oh, so, Thunderclaw is I think he is going to leave, but you keep that Saria tile in mind, though, right? Because you've got the 25% XP. But I agree with the play here. Leave, and then just remember you can come back to it. What about you?
I have to agree. Coming back to it is not a bad idea. Now, the only reason I wouldn't come back to it is if a better grind is found throughout the entire seed in and of itself, which that is still very possible.
Oh, yeah.
We are very early on in this seed right now. We know where Temple of Fiends Revisited is. We know where one of the orbs is. We don't know where the other 3 are sitting at. Thunder does get out of that dive with 2 Light Warriors standing and got a ton of levels along the way.
So it feels pretty bad that we don't have Warp or Exit yet. It would make this waterfall play just a little bit safer. Thundercloud, I think, is putting 2 and 2 together here and is realizing this isn't a spring tournament race. I don't have to have that canoe. It's time to go flying. And Crabcake's going to be right behind him. Crabcake's the second runner on screen so far to have found that loose floater in greater than less than, which, if I'm not mistaken, was within Earth Cave. It's really hard to keep track. So many things going on at once, but that's why we do it. It's fun to watch, fun to speculate. We've got Moist Mogwai tracking for us tonight, but that's a 4-man job if I've ever seen it. So chat, please feel free to chime in and help out when it comes to recalling what was where and who did what and when and with how many jelly beans.
Yeah, the tracking on this is not easy at all, since we do have all of the key items being loose. All right, the bottle has been popped, and at the 29-minute, we'll call it about 30-second mark, Thundercloud has entered the air, goes into the Crescent Lake location, and we see Sarda, who just gives us lunch money.
Sarda gave us less money than the confused sages did in Crescent Lake. So now we've got Aelmarkin, we've got Thundercloud. I thought Crabcakes would be the second in the air, but it's not. It's Aelmarkin in the air. This opens up so many more locations now because it's floor entrance shuffle. And not all entrances might be required. You might see places like Ordeals or Waterfall vanilla location just never get checked because we find everything else before then.
Aelmarkin ended up checking all the chests, reset out immediately. And Thunder does the exact same, burns off an encounter, and starts... Aelmarkin runs back in, but Thunder is heading towards the ice cave to find that it's Canaria Castle.
2 free turn-ins. Are they good? Who knows? It's a little bit of money. And the tail!
The tail!
Totally worth. That's a huge pickup, because he knows exactly where Bahamut is. Bahamut is literally just north of us in Provoca.
And he is heading straight towards Bahamut to get that promotion done. He says, no, I'm not wasting any time. Let's get this done. Let's promote. Let's get that better gear. And let's go kick some fiends in the tail.
Another Ice 4 sword has been spotted and picked up and equipped by Aelmarkin on Earth 4. Bottom left corner of Earth 4.
Which is in the Gurgu volcano.
Unfortunately, not a very good chance that Earth 4 is going to lead to Earth 5 and give us our second fiend, but I get the feeling now that we've got the airship, usually the first location people go to, you want to check out Sarda, you want to check out the Titan Strove West, but you want to go exactly where Thundercloud's at now. It's time to hit up Cardia Isles.
So, question in chat from Soulburner. There's actually 4 players speedrunning against each other? No, there are 21 in the entire race right now. You are just seeing 4 of them on screen.
4 of them on screen. They're all running the exact same seed. In fact, they're even running the exact same party. It was a forced party of 4 characters. The Fighter, the Thief, the Red Mage, the Black Mage. They're all playing the same seed at the same time. First one to finish wins. Of course, they're all going to continue to go for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, all the way to 21st place. Probably see a few forfeits here and there because floor and entrance can really start to weigh on you. If you've missed something or forgotten where something was, it's very, very easy to trip yourself up. That was a loose ruby, by the way, picked up from Thundercloud, so more progression.
That was a loose ruby, and it may not be progression, but Thunder finding the marsh split just down here in the Cardia Marsh entrance.
That's a big thing to keep track of too. A lot of people make the mistake, and I kind of want to see it, and I kind of don't want to see it. You find a split, you venture down one of the sides of the split, and it goes deeper and deeper and deeper, and you forget to go back down the other branch, the other path, and you'll check everywhere else in the world before realizing, crap, I didn't go, top side of Marsh split, or I didn't go the right side of the Kraken split.
Crabcake's finding Canaria Castle, getting the tail, as Ale Markin is on Earth 3 and pulls out a loose key from the chest that is trapped.
We call that the Maya chest, because we can, and it's fun to rib friends. Sumo Toad, yeah, if this is your first time tuning into Final Fantasy, I promise it's a lot more digestible than what you're seeing on screen. This is the best of the best, doing the hardest of the hard, with the craziest of the crazy flags. So for tonight, just sit back, relax, try not to wrap your head around it too much because none of it makes sense, and just enjoy the show, I guess would be the best way to put it.
So we see that Gaia actually contains Onrak this time around, which is a little interesting when you think about it. What are we going to see here at level 7 Black Magic? We see Zap and Slow 2. Thunder is going to go ahead and pick up both of those. Check out the level 7 White Magic. See that it's Fog and Armor Fire. Both of which, not that great. Fog has its uses, but
Fog isn't half bad as a spell until you start getting into the harder and harder clamps. And even then, you're still almost always going to pick Invis over that. But Fog, definitely a great spell if you get enough turns to buff yourself up with it. The problem is in most fights, you're usually better off finding something else to do with that turn rather than wasting Fog. So, but I'm not throwing it out. If there's nothing else better, I'm picking it up, and I may even use it. Who knows?
So Thunder has found a floor that a lot of us are quite fond of. He has found the Volcano Armory. And he's looking really good on levels right now.
Yeah, he's got that orb lit. That extra 25% just snowballs like crazy.
It's insane how quickly things can just pick up speed, especially with just that one orb lit, because that changes it from 3.5 to a heck of a lot more. And hello, Canoe!
Oh, hi. I didn't see who got the canoe and where they got it from.
Thunder got it from the chest that's just outside the hairpins.
Oh, nice. So for those of you joining us here for the first time, the reason we've got everything kind of turned up to 11, as it were, in this race, we're currently kind of smack dab in the middle of our spring tournament. We had 6 rounds of what most would consider very easy, safe, normal flags. But the problem is we've been doing those for 6 weeks. Each runner's had 6 games, and it's the same flags over and over and over. We're about to transition over to the bracket section, 16 runners to whittle down to the eventual 2020 spring tournament winner. But to kind of cleanse their palate and get themselves a little bit more re-energized, you've got this race, 21 runners at the last count, where nothing was as it was in the spring tournament. So you get some craziness, and hopefully this is enough to kind of wake people up, get them a little bit excited about the game again, because the brackets are going to be pretty crazy. Speaking of brackets, People's Champ, how'd you do in Swiss?
I mean, I have been given another title by a commentator a lot of you may know by the name of Wilcliosis, and that title is the Undefeated, because I am 6-0 in the Swiss stage, and that is my ending record for Swiss.
Wow, he really went out of the creative box on that one, huh?
He really did.
Kid. So we're checking out the armory now. We get a little bit of money. We got a longsword. We got a Ribo -2, still well worth putting on. You're never wearing the ribbon for the evasion of the absorb that it gives. But I believe that is our first ribbon, and Thunder just keeps getting stronger.
Yeah, Thunder is definitely a force to be reckoned with right now. Crabcake's going to check Sarda's cave, which is Melmond. this time around. As Aelmarkin finds Provoka, it's time to see what level 2 white magic has, which is Heal 3. Level 2 black magic, here we go. What's it gonna have this time around?
Warp.
We see Warp and Bane as well as Fire 2.
Oh, that warp is huge. That warp is really, really huge, especially since, I mean, we've already seen Waterfall, but there's going to be, like, we've seen Ordeals. Ordeals, I believe, was in one of the Cardia Isles. Warp's huge there. If we see the Ice Cave. The crazy thing about kind of floor and entrance shuffle, because of limitations of the game, if you find the Ice Cave loop, meaning you pop yourself onto the floor with the holes in the 3 chests, every floor after that is going to be vanilla. So you still get good chance to make use of that warp spell, even in a floor entrance shuffle.
So Thunder has stumbled onto Gaia in the Lefane area and has found level 7 Quad X. Not going to go ahead and check the white magic. I can't really blame him for that. As Aelmarkin takes on the Pirates, just going to fade them down because they're not going to have all that much HP, and finds out that Bicky has almost 11,000 gold.
A little bit more. He can turn right around and spend that 11,000 on the 13,000 crystal that we just saw in Provoka's shop. So there's our key, or our item. Vendor item. That's the words I'm looking for.
Thunderclaw checking.
Go ahead.
Thunderclaw checking level 8 black magic in Gaia, and there's no nuke in there, Falconic. We may not see level 8 nuke like you're hoping.
Oh no, it's in the other one. I've already willed it. It has to be.
It's going to be in its vanilla spot of Lefane.
Oh, Avo's telling us that Nuke was level 6, and that's not what I wanted to hear. Although, if you're going to get Nuke, let's go ahead and push it off. The Fairy gives us 300 gold, so about the same as we got from the Confused Old Men, and about twice as much as Sarda gave us, and that's kind of nice.
It's just lunch money, you know?
A little bit. There's another Katana -1, and that feels really bad. What I'm hoping for, since I didn't get my Nuke at level 8, Sonny, you know what I want?
Temper level 8?
Nope. I think it's in chat right now.
Yeah.
It's that plus. I wish plus. Nope, can't have that. But we can't have plus 5.
We can't have plus 5, and we need a Vorpal plus 5 in our lives.
Oh yeah, we're still waiting to find out what did the Vorpal plus minus into, and of course, what did the Mazmoon plus minus into? If you get a Mazmoon -5. I mean, it's still worth swinging on like your Black Mage, I guess, but a Vorpal plus 5, whoa mama.
So, question in chat from Bad Moogle, NPCs disappear if you talk to them? Yes! There's a flag on called NPC Guillotine, that if there's an NPC whose text does not change, then they will just be sliced into twain.
Yeah, they go bye-bye.
Thunder.
Zenobian picks up his key.
Thunder has found the lair of Kraken. And Kraken 1, clamped up to 300%, is not a pushover at all.
Yeah, you're about to see some smacks to the face. I kind of question this move. I didn't see how deep this was. If it was 1 or 2 floors deep, I get it. But I don't think Thunder has Brack, and Bane gets the job done, but it's not what I'd like to be throwing out right about now. I'd really like to see... Oh, it doesn't even have Bane! Oh, we're just going to go fast.
So, this is surface level. Goes
Fire
with a
2,
swing.
yeah. You want to see Fire 2 coming out of this Fiend. Fades and Ice 2s. I don't know about this one, buddy. I think Kraken, the second Kraken starts swinging, it's going to be lights out for Thunderclaw. Fade coming out for 127. Holds ineffective. Another free round. Thunder gets a little bit more time. Swing with the Ice 4 sword. 3, it's 198. That's a great hit. Fade coming out 306. Hold does paralyze this time, but still a semi-free round. We're going to get a little bit more fades going out here. Fire 2 again, but the Red Wizard has that ribbon that he picked up from the armory floor. Ice going out for 88. Fades for another 302. This feels really good until you realize that we could still be a couple hundred to 1,000 away from max or from killing her. 131 from the Fade, still not enough. Fade's coming out again from the Red Wizard. 228, still not enough. Ice 2's coming out. We have one more Fade left, Sonny. It's not enough.
Oh, no! And that fighter is still paralyzed, and Slow comes out!
Slowed. Oh, yep. This isn't good. 54 from a single hit is not half bad. but it's also not good. The fighter comes up, the fighter goes down. The Red Wizard is still left swinging. I believe what is that? The long sword.
That is a rapier +5.
Oh, better than a long sword. Then there you go. Fire twos. So no attacks from this Kraken. It's just spells up and down.
Ice 2 coming out again. Thunder is going to need to fast up that Knight again. Single hit for 1, but hold again. Kraken's like
12
no.
hits.
Oh my gosh!
Goodbye. Yeah, just reset out. You're not getting this one done, buddy. I'm so sorry.
He's going for this battle of attrition. He's trying to get those crits.
Nope, it's not going to happen. Just one swing is going to end this one. Holds are in effect. You got to just keep hoping that you just see a bunch of fire twos and ice twos. But even then, that's going to there's the reset. It had to be done. It's a great effort.
Gonna go back in for it.
This makes no sense to me. But Thunder's a better runner than me, so who knows? I think Thunder would be better off checking some more locations and trying to find Brack or, like we've seen, Bane at level 2.
Getting Bane at level 2 would be absolutely great for this, but we also still have not found Elfland, or actually we haven't found Elfland, and Elfland is huge right now since that is both level 3 and level 4 magics.
And at this point, with the class promotions, we can actually purchase some of the spells if they roll good for our knight, and ninja if we really care.
Oh, I like what Thunder's doing here. Fast and Saber going onto that red wizard with the Excal -5 being swung by the knight.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think the problem is that you're one single Kraken hit away on that red wizard from all of it being pointless.
We see a Moss Immune +5 from Crab Cake.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty good.
Really good.
Okay, that's pretty good. We're not too upset about that.
I think we're a little broken with that. Just a little bit.
All right, well, Thunder wanted it. Thunder's got it. He's swinging very, very well with that Ice 4 sword with all those sabers. Can he get the job done? 511. He's put in about 1,500, close to 2,000 damage on this Kraken. Swinging again, 2 hits, 164 is not going to get the job done. Holds ineffective. Thank you, Ribbon. 114 from one single hit. The evasion coming through. 2 hits, 139. Slows, ineffective. The Red Wizard swinging again is enough to get it done. 3 hits, 204. Takes it. Thunderclaw's got 2 orbs.
That is Kraken 1 down. Thunder with 2 orbs lit now has plus 5.25 times experience.
Yeah, this is we had a question in chat. How far along are the runners? Are they halfway? Well, that's an impossible question to answer. We have no idea. When everything's shuffled like this, it's just impossible to tell. But what I can tell you is, Sonny, we have a very clear leader right now, and he goes by the name of Thunderclawed. He's got the airship, he's got class promotion, he's got 2 out of 4 orbs, he's got that XP advantage you mentioned. He knows where to go for some good tiles. It's really going to take something like, I don't know, Mazmoon 5 to be able to kind of close that gap. And hey, guess what? We have a Mazmoon 5.
Yeah, Crab Cakes did find that Mazmoon 5, and that was a huge find from Crab Cakes. Thunder going to run with a single Light Warrior up right now, going to check the on-rack location, see what's actually here, and that's the Bridge of Destiny.
The rich get richer. Is he going to go for a 3rd orb?
He's not going to quite yet.
Not yet. Air Marking found his Mazza.
He's going to go check Waterfall, hope that Elfland is here, and it is Elfland!
And there's Brack. You couldn't have asked for a better location for it. It's time to wake that ninja. Oh, I don't think his ninja had any levels after class promotion.
The ninja does not have any levels
but
right now.
But he does have 2 Brack casters, and there's Life 2, but in the 3rd slot.
Wall and Life 2 are both Red Wizard learnable right now.
So that's going to be pretty huge. You know, they were really hoping for Life 2 to be Night learnable. But at least they got it, right?
This is a huge position for Thunderclawed to be in.
Yeah,
He
I'm taking that Brack and I'm going straight to Tiamat.
I agree with that one. He's going to go check the level 4 black magic as well as the level 4 white magic. What do we have here? Level white. We have exit at level 4.
See, this is why people are better runners than me. That Life 2 is night learnable from chat. Thank you, Spellzap and Simple Sarah. And Elastoid.
Level 4 temper on top of all of this.
You know, that Lock 2, I think, it carries just as much weight right now as that temper does. When you start to get into clamped bosses, and I would say 300% clamped is kind of the bare minimum, but once you're clamped to 300, that lock spell, when you've got the flag on that makes it land every time, is incredibly effective.
I have to agree with that. And Thunder definitely has a commanding lead. Has not found the key where Zenobian and Aelmarkin have. Crabcakes has yet to find the key as well. But I have to say, Thunder has a pretty commanding lead right now. And those Ice Sword plus 4s are inexpensive at 2,100 gold.
It's not bad. What I'm a little bit curious about, didn't we see Thunderclaw check out all the Cardia Isles? And if so, why doesn't he have his Mazza 5?
Was the Mazza 5 in the Cardia Isles?
So it was. Chad, help us out here. Was Mazmoon in? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Cardia Isle, Mirage 1 Seafloor, Cardia. Yeah, so thanks to Moist Mogwai for keeping great notes there. He probably saw it was deep and just didn't want to explore it, and man, that's going to kind of... Well, it's going to open up the door for his competition. Crabcakes and Ale both have it. When they start to run into their fiends, they're going to have a much, much easier time taking them down than he did.
The Thunder is now about to go take on the Green Dragon herself, the Queen, if you will, Tiamat. And he is running down the Bridge of Destiny right now.
And just a quick look at the flags, and we've got a patrolling war mech on, so you can keep your Bless RNGs. They're not going to do you any good. When you see, and I wonder how many are going to take it, when you see the Skyfloor 4, the maze, you're going to see a robot just kind of wandering around there, and if you talk to him, well, you get your fight. We see Zenobian doing the Keylock chest here at Temple of Fiends. I like this play. You never know what you're going to find. As we close in, we've got Crabcakes is on the vampire floor. We know that the key is here in the Maya chest, just short of the vampire. But, buddy, it looks like we're closing in on Tiamat here for Thunder.
Yeah, Thunder just getting a bunch of encounters back to back to back. But has made it up to Tiamat and is ready to take her on. So Thunder, going for the third orb, is going to attempt to brack the Green Dragon. Brack comes out, ineffective. Green Dragon sleep 2s. And puts the thief to sleep, the ninja. Or, no, that's the knight, I'm sorry. Gonna go for more Brack. More Brack comes out, broken into pieces!
Just as Thundercloud lights that orb, Aelmarkin has found Lich, but something else to point out, Zenobian, he found the rod in Temple of Fiends keylocked. And we've got a couple runners that have already found the rod block, but they can't do anything about it. When Zenobian makes his way there, he'll be able to progress and see what's behind that. Maybe nothing, who knows? Could be a Cardial dead end. We have seen all 4 fiends now, though. So we know it can't be anything too crazy. It's not going to be anything super important.
And now we have Thunder with 3 orbs lit, flying through the air, looking for the key, the loot, and looking for Lich to light that last orb and be done.
He was so close to diving the dungeon that would have yielded him the Mazza 5. And he takes off. Aelmarkin is in ordeals. Zenobian making his way through. I believe he's actually on the vampire floor. He has the rod in hand. We're going to get to see what's behind the rod block. I think at this point we know it's not really going to be anything too exciting. And Crab Cakes, where's Crab Cakes? Crab Cakes is reaching 20 across the board. That's where Crab Cakes is. Picks up her key on the same floor as Zenobian.
So Crab Cake's now just missing one half of the puzzle, taking on this speed bump of an enemy.
Past the rod block is a Cardia Isle with a little bit of money. So far, not really worth our time. A little bit more money. Dragon -3. Still good. Still gives you the resistances. And an Opal 3. All in all, not too bad. I'd say it's well worth walking out for sure.
I have to agree with that assessment. Walking out with that Opal +3 and that Dragon -3, both really, really nice. Especially with the Dragon giving so much resist to each element.
Elmarkin is through the pillars, finds a loose cube. So that's going to yield another block. Unfortunately, we kind of already know it's probably not too necessary. I guess the biggest issue is maybe, just maybe, that the loot is hiding behind the cube block. Somehow, some way. Something to give Ale an advantage to try to come back in this race against Thundercloud, who's already got 3 orbs lit.
Crab Cake's flying back to the Temple of Fiends with that key in hand, about to check the key-locked chests.
This could be a time sink. This is the rod.
What Zenobian found, which was the rod.
The question is, does Crab Cakes go back to Vampire Floor to waste her time? I think in that case, she has no idea, but it is just an Opal and a Dragon Armor. I don't know if she's going to be too happy with that dive.
I can't see her being too terribly upset, though, either.
Question in chat, are key items allowed to be in the past under these flags? No. Key items in any flags are not allowed to be in the past. It is against logic.
All right, Ale taking on Carrie again. This time much more armed. You just saw 10 hits for 1,172 damage. Take down Carrie like she was nothing.
That'll happen with the Mazza +5 and fast. So Zenobian joins the club that Thunder and Crab Cakes are already a part of, lighting the fire orb. I'm sorry, and Ale Markin. Zenobian has finally joined the party on screen here. I can tell you that we have an eye over here in SRL chat. There are 21 racers across 4 different channels, and nobody is finished yet. But more importantly, I don't see a single dot forfeit either. Everyone is still in this race.
Yeah, I haven't seen a forfeit come out either from anybody in this race, which is really, really nice to see, especially in a large race such as this one.
Anyone else find it a little suspicious that the lady that can't see just gave us a fog hammer? No, just me. Crab Cakes
I tried so hard to not laugh.
Crab Cakes is going to find out what's going on here in Canary Castle. I think we've seen this on screen already, but I was probably just kind of blabbing along here. Blind Gauntlet, not too good. Opal 5 helmet, not the worst. We've only got one night, though, so we don't care about that.
All right, Thundercloud is actually on the Vampire Floor, about to get his key from the Maya chest, and he might actually be kicking himself.
It feels a little bad. Thundercloud murdering bats along the way. We've got Zenobian in the armory. We've got Sonny diving. He does have the cube. We're gonna find out now what's behind this cube lock.
Wait, I can't dive though. I'm here in the booth with you.
Oh no, I meant Ale Market. So that's a little bit. That was my question a long time ago. Is why didn't anyone check the trap tile there in cube lock? And we just found out it's 3 eyes. We could have had that information a long time ago.
And that's extremely good information. It's another Cardia treasury. This time the 3 chest treasury. But with the information of that trap tile being in El Markin's back pocket, that's extremely valuable.
Oh, it's huge. Absolutely huge. So we are going to be able to turn in the ruby. Heal for El Markin. 4 chests. They've got just as good a chance as anything else to have the loot. That's a cabin. That's the money. That's pure. That's a fast 5 sword. The defense sword is turned into a fast sword. It is fast 5. It's going to be a great weapon to equip and a great weapon to go ahead and use in battle.
That is glorious to have.
It'd also be the Bane sword, though, I guess. Mermaids spotted on Zenobian's side. That's a lot of chests.
All right, what are these mermaids going to hold?
Money.
Yeah, we see 935 gold. Nothing too valuable. Another 4K. And there was no icon on the sword, so it was the defense sword that fast +5 sword is. We see the adamant.
Still haven't found the dwarves yet, unless I'm mistaken. Look at the murder of mermaids happening on Zenobian's screen here.
Zenobian is turning the mermaids back into bubbles, as the lore is in the vanilla game itself.
Are you guys the legendary? Ah! Gone. Get out of my way. Zenobian cares not for your mythical mermaids. Math Girl in chat, is this just for a funsy thing? This is the great palette cleanser of 2020. Swiss is, I believe, over, all said and done. No more Swiss races.
Swiss is done. Oh,
Swiss
gosh,
is done.
That hurt.
And this is how we celebrate Swiss being over. We turn everything up to 11. We get 21 people into an SRL room. We get a bunch of idiots on commentary, and we just have at it. And that's why we're here. So we're glad to have you. We're glad to have all of you. We certainly thank Speed Gaming, but special shout-outs, I think, above and beyond to Moist Mogwai, our tracker here on Speed Gaming 1, trying to keep track of all this. And trust me, I'll try to get a screenshot of this. Boy, is she. I've got an entire portrait mode monitor on the left-hand side here from top to bottom with detailed notes that would make me a much better commentator if I'd look over them anymore.
I know that feeling all too well, Falconic. Oh my gosh. Okay, now that I've recovered from my laughing fit after the mermaids thing. Whew. Okay, so we have Thunderclawed here on Earth 2, and he finds the gold -3, which, I mean, not a bad find, not a great find either.
It's a silver bracelet, kind of.
Yeah, pretty much. And gets the buckler -2, which, I mean, I'd call that about as good as a wooden shield.
Yeah. Better name, but yeah, about the same stats. I got a question. Is Ale rocking a two-man party on purpose?
I think Ale is rocking a two-man party on purpose, and I don't like this, considering that final boss could be, I don't know, Warmac and friends.
It could be. I don't know about you. I don't know about chat. I can tell you that my hopes and dreams are that we are going to see the double lich and 6 phantoms, and I want those phantoms to roll as high as they possibly can.
Ah, you are talking the Fun Dead Party. Crabcakes has made it to the mermaid floor and is about to pick up her adamant here in the chests. As Thunderclawed continues diving deeper into the area he started diving into, and I wasn't paying attention where he is.
Zenobian gets the ruby from C, while Elmarkin picks up the TNT from the robot. We have no idea what entrance they went into because, hey, it's floor entrance shuffle, and there's 21 racers on screen, and we're humans, and we can't keep track of all that. We're the legendary dead mermaids. Again, Crabcakes, left and right, slaughtering the women. Goes out of her way to talk to another mermaid to banish it into whatever dimension you go to when you get talked to by a knight. I don't know.
The 5th dimension, because the 4th dimension right now is, it's not a good place for the mermaids. I would know.
No, it's not. It's sure not. Melmond? Are we saying that they get banished to Melmond? Because I can get behind that lore, Thalfin. I can get behind that lore all day.
So are we saying Melmond is the 5th dimension now?
Yes.
I love it.
It's canon.
We have made it so Melmond is now the 5th dimension.
Hey, look what Thunder found.
Is that the dwarf cave?
That is the dwarf cave. I don't think Thunder has the adamant, though.
He does not, but he should have that key, which means he can check the chests here.
And he's got TNT to get a Pro Cape 4? That's not horrible. Ale Markin right on his heels Does Aelmarkin have... No, Aelmarkin does not have the adamant. It's Crabcakes and Zenobian that have it. Now, granted, it could be nothing, but Sonny, it could be our loot.
So Thunder did not find anything in any of those chests. We still don't know where the loot is.
Chad, help me out here. We know that the Mazmoon 5 was in one of the Cardia Isles. The vanilla location Cardia Isle, it eventually led to another Cardia. Which Cardia Isle was the overworld location for the Mazmoon's cave at the end of it? Which one was it? Because I could have sworn it was grassy, and he just left grassy.
Yeah, it was not grassy. It might actually be this one, because this one did have the marsh split. Thunder has entered the marsh split. Spellzap in chat saying it was Bahamut's cave. I can believe that. Crabcake's picking up the cube and ordeals. And Thunder is going to go ahead and check these chests. Use warp to save as much time as he possibly can. As Zenobian takes on Lich. Gets a fade out for 125. Newt coming out. 190. And fast 5 sword being used on the ninja. More fade, more Newt coming out. And Lich has stun touch. Fade for 182. Stun touch gets cured immediately. 8 hits for 124 from that ninja with the katana -1. Nuke for 148. Lich is still standing. That is the problem with the clamped of upwards to 300%. Fade coming out for 93. Fast going out after the Nighthead swing. But 8 hits for 258 from that ninja is going to take down Lich for Zenobian. And Lich has the Earth Orb lit.
So Zenobian now, I believe that is 2 orbs. I think he already cleared what... I believe it was fire before. I don't know if the orb was unlit or what was going on there. But we did notice that Thunderclawed, our race leader so far as we can tell, picked up a second ribbon from Earth first floor, bottom left chests.
Zenobian did not light the fire orb earlier on in the race because he wiped to carry. But Thunder has found Lich's lair, is ready to light that last orb and be on to finding that loot to then go 2,000 years into the past.
Yeah, I was about to say, he wants to go back in time, but he doesn't have the loot yet. And, I mean, the loot could be anywhere. There's damage poison from Lich. We didn't see that over on Zenobian's side.
We did not. And that night, whew, that night got some damage.
Sure does. So we've seen 2 fiends so far with stun touch. It was Lich and it was Carry. You know, wouldn't be so bad maybe if we saw a fiend with a little bit of stone touch tonight.
Death touch Kraken too.
Death touch is good. Stone touch does the same thing basically. It's just more pretty.
You got a point. If anything though, we gotta reserve the death touch for some Gurmedusas. That's right. I will bring up Death Touch Gurmedusas.
This is a race that is very near and dear to my heart, for I am the one who rolled it. And also because I got to watch Will and Tristal have to fight like hell to get through that one. It was very entertaining.
And that is precisely why I brought it up, Falconic, because I knew you were the one that rolled that, and I knew you would appreciate it a lot.
It's the only good one I've ever rolled.
So, Thunder has entered the Sky Spider or Star Room, as Crabcakes is also working on clearing it. Finds an Opal -4, still looking for that loot.
Nobian's there as well. We've got 3 runners high-fiving.
We just have one with all 4 orbs lit. And the others with only 1 right now. There's the Vorpal, but it's a -4!
Oh. No! Not like this.
A
little bit of hiccup here on my side. I'm going to refresh the commentary stream here. It looked like I lost. I don't know if that was just me or if it was everybody. I'm assuming it was just me.
No, there was a hiccup on it.
All right. Vorpal did break the stream. It certainly wasn't me kicking the servers because, -4, but whatever.
No, Twitch broke there. So Vorpal -4 is just a pal.
Yeah, just the pal sword today. Hey, but don't look now. We've got Sky 4th floor, aka the Sky Maze, and wouldn't you know it, there is a wandering robot here, but it doesn't look like Crabcakes cares. I'm kind of confused why we didn't decide to shuffle the teleporters here to make the runners have to go on an exploration dive, but looks like she's just going to go straight to that teleport pad. So a little bit of route diversion here. Thunderclawed, the only one on stream so far that has all 4 orbs lit. He is on the hunt for the loot! And Ale just found it.
So we know the loot is where Sky 3 is.
The question is, where is Sky 3?
That is the question I believe we are about to have answered.
Because that's the only item that Thunderclawed needs to be able to go back 2,000 years into the past. Well, he can go back 2,000 years in the past now. He just can't get through a silly door. We can time travel, right? We're powerful enough to time travel, but a locked door is what trips us up. It's very, very, very weird.
This is a massive dive right now from Thunder and Crabcakes.
I should say, not the locked door, but the loot block. We have to play a silly little instrument after we try and travel. But still.
Question in chat from Avos Ruin: does Thunder have the key? The answer to that is actually yes. Thunder does have the key.
Yeah, I think Thunder... I think all 4 runners on screen found the key. It was in the chest just before the vampire. And I believe Zenobian's the only one that had the rod at the time to be able to find out that there really wasn't much after that.
Yes. It was just another Cardia treasury.
So Ale Markin has found the Ice Cave loop. It's going to continue to be Ice Cave from here on out. I think we kind of know at this point there's really nothing that can be down here that we care too much about. Unless maybe we did see 2 Excaliburs. Maybe there's another Mazmoon?
Let me look at the treasure distribution, because there may be a possibility of that.
Yeah, it's randomized treasures.
Yep.
There could be another... Yeah, the second we saw a second Excalibur, kind of tipped it off that there could be another Mazmoon out there as well. So maybe Ale finds something good here in the Ice Cave that makes his trip worthwhile. We're going to find out.
And Zenobian double-checking that Vorpal -4 and is like, no! Oh, that's lovely! It's a split into a split, Falconic.
Oh, I love it when that happens. For one, you got it out of the way right away, but 2, it's really fun to watch because they're probably going to mess up a few times. There's a slab in the Frostwolves location and a chime! So a chime and a slab, and then a house to top it off. Houses aren't bad.
But the chime will not be necessary, though.
Oh no, not at all. It's just a goose chase.
Alright, Zenobian finds the first floor of the volcano that leads into the upper floor of Marsh. His Crabcakes, working on taking out some sea snakes running away from them, is going to check the right side of the sea split and find that that's where the floor with the loot is.
Nailed it.
It was in this gigantic split.
So Thunder, he's in the right overworld location. He just needs to make his way towards the other side of the sea split, you're saying?
Yes. That is exactly what I'm saying. Zenobian about to head over to the other side of the split. Crabcakes picking up the loot. I do believe that with that, she has all of the required items. Thunder warping out, heading over to the other side of that sea split. He's about to have that loot and be in go mode.
And I think at this point, I gotta say, he's got at least a healthy Topher dive ahead of all the other runners on screen here. I don't think it's going to take them long to catch up on orbs, especially with that sword that they have. But, I mean, he's kind of far ahead.
He is well ahead right now.
So just to catch you guys up, we've got one eye on the SRL chat, another eye here on race, and our third eye is doing something. But we have no finishers whatsoever right now, and still nobody forfeiting. So all 21 runners are still in this race. We can see on screen how these four are doing. I have no idea how the others are doing on the other streams, but I'm sure hoping that the winner comes from our stream. Just, reasons.
And with that, Thunderclawed has entered go mode at 1 hour, 13 minutes, and we'll call it 15 seconds. All he has to do is enter Topher, go through it, and make sure that he can defeat the bosses that lie in there. We don't know what they have. He does not know about the 3 eyes that are on the Mirage 3 trap tile.
Yeah, and I don't think that he feels good enough about those levels just yet. That's kind of the problem, is yes, he's 100% ready to go. He's got all the key items, all the orbs he needs, but he's sitting at level 26 across the board, it looks like, and that is nowhere near good enough for Clamp 300% most of the time.
He might, just might, actually go after this. And if he does, I gotta say, that's a pretty big play from him.
And, I mean, it could be worth it just for the information alone. I wouldn't hate the play, but I just don't know. The Saria tile, I think, was the best one that he found.
Is he doing it? He is stopping at Topher. He's going to use the rest of the tints that he has to set up his heal potions right where he wants them in his inventory.
Going in.
And he's going in to Topher at 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 40 seconds.
That's blistering fast on these flags. Very, very well done so far from him. Crabcake, Zenobian in Ice Cave. 1 orb apiece from both of them, I believe, if the tracker's caught back up yet. I know Mo's doing the best she can clicking it. It's just not lighting up as quickly as she clicks it sometimes. We've got Ale marking with 2 orbs that we know of on screen. But I think the focus has to be at the bottom left. 1 hour 14 into Topher on floor entrance town shuffle, clamp 300%. Yeah, feels pretty good.
I have to agree. That's the fastest I've seen Topher entered on entrance and floor shuffle in quite some time. His level situation, not where I would like to have it personally, but I understand him going in at this level.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to take a few fights here and there just to get some extra levels, which I do like as well. He's going to take the very high EXP fights. So you'll see worms, you'll see Gurmedusas, you'll see if the Iron Golem actually does pop up here in Topher on Tiamat's floor, you will see him take that. It's
a very good chance it's going to be unrunnable, even if he does.
Speaking
they
of
did shuffle
Gurmedusas,
that, but
speaking of Gurmedusas, they do pop up, but there's not enough in that pack for him to take. But Crabcakes has encountered Lich 1.
So should have no problem getting this down with that Mazda +5. Watch this swing. Hans swinging, 10 hits, 11-13. Down goes Lich. Crabcakes has 2 orbs lit now. So it's clear who the first place person is so far. Who's in the lead? Who's in second right now, Sonny? Who is the next person on stream you think is going to enter Topher?
That is a tough one for me to call. I honestly think it would be Crabcakes, though. Crabcakes' situation is going to be really good. But in the meantime, we have Thunderclawed fighting Lich 2. 3 hits for 159 coming out from the Ninja. And A-Rub coming out. Just to make sure everybody stays safe. Fast going out. And we see that Thunder is not sure about what to cast. Decides to go with Lit 3 for 67 damage. Swing from the Knight. 7 hits, 225. Not a whole lot of damage coming out. 10 damage coming out from the Ninja. So Ninja not being able to hit all that hard. Lich hitting Ale for 85 damage, I'm sorry though. 4 hits for 88 from that ninja, and that was a critical hit. Not a lot of damage going out. 5 hits, 167. Swing from the Red Wizard, dealing negligible damage at best. Ale down to 6 HP. 6 hits, 199 coming out from the Knight. Quad X coming out ineffective thanks to A-Rub. 6 hits for 350 though. Takes down Lich 2.
You know, Sony, as you were calling that, I think I have to change who's in the lead. I don't think Thunder is going to be able to get through without that Mazza 5. I was watching. He's trying to preserve some of the magic spells. He's trying to swing as much as he can. But I think he's still rocking that Ice 4 sword. And while it's better than the Ice sword, sure, and we've seen Temple of Fiends cleared with just Ice swords, this is clamped to 300%. I would not be the least bit surprised if Thunderclawed wipes multiple times and somebody that has the Mazza 5 catches up and passes him. Speaking of Mazza 5, Zenobian just picks it up.
Yeah, that's a very, very big possibility that somebody will catch up that has that Mazza 5. But we see that Thunderclawed is about to pull Carry 2.
Doesn't even check the chests.
Hell marking on mermaids. All right. Thunder has moved the ninja into slot 1, hoping that the ninja will take the hits. But Carry is evasive.
Yeah, that's not good.
Very evasive, apparently.
If only we had a spell that could lower the evasion of an enemy.
I wouldn't know anything about this lock spell that you're talking about.
Weird.
Oh, Bane!
Uh-oh.
Bane! Okay, Bane only takes out one character, and that is the Black Wizard Ale. More tempers going out onto the Knight. 5 hits for 143.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about. He's pumping in all those tempers and fasts and sabers. You're gonna run out of steam here, buddy. That sword not getting picked up is gonna be huge.
Oh, stop coming out! Stuns the ninja Zenobian. Quad X comes out. It's not effective. Carry still has over 300 HP remaining. He's stopping. He's thinking. He's gonna go ahead and fade. Fade comes out, 143 damage. A swing from the Knight. 3 hits, 356 with a crit in there. But Carry swings 11 hits for 838 damage. Blizzard comes out, dealing chip damage. 4 hits for 584 is going to take Carry 2 down.
It's time to exit, save your levels, and just be thankful for the knowledge that you've picked up so far.
Thunder healing up, saying, no, I'm going to do this. I will make this happen.
Well, I wish you the best, bud, but I think by making it happen, I think what we're really going to see here is Kraken 2 with no skills or spells, and she's just going to 1, 2, 3, 4 you right down to the floor. But we'll see. I mean, I've been wrong in the past before. Thunder's definitely a better runner. He made the Carry 1 dive when I said it wasn't going to happen, and he got it, what, first try, second try?
He got it first try. He made it happen with the Red Wizard standing. Second try, I'm sorry. Or no, second try was Elmarkin. All right. Thunder is healing up. Moving party around just a little bit. Here we go. Kraken 2, one of the fiends known for being a gatekeeper. He is going to temper. He's going to fast. He's going to do more temper. First temper goes off. Kraken opens up with nuke.
Okay, that hurts. So about exiting out, we don't have Cure 4. We don't really have a way of getting ourselves back up here real quick. Heal 3 is going to come out, but that's not going to be enough to sustain another nuke. I mean, hell, we're within Inferno range of taking us down. Fire 3 not going to do it? I don't know. Sony, would you have exited out and saved the XP that you got? Because you did get a couple fights along the way here.
I would have, but Thunder does remember he has Lock 2 in the back pocket as Kraken attempts to slow to the Knight, and that misses. Lock 2 does connect, and 4 hits come out for 108 damage. It's not a lot of damage, but even that little bit of damage is still better than nothing. More Lock 2 comes out. 8 hits for 479. Now we're talking damage. Rub's coming out from Kraken, not doing anything. And now it's going to be healing and fighting. More Lock's going to come out. 8 hits for 328. We got damage coming out now for days. Chugging a heal potion. 10 hits for 607 going out onto the ninja. This is not good. Stun comes out. It's ineffective.
That was an HP check that he just tried there. Now he knows that he's got at least 300 health.
Doing another HP check with stun. It's ineffective. Still has a lot of HP to go. El Markin, though, lighting up the third orb, the water orb, fighting Kraken 1, taking down Kraken 1. Stun comes out again. Paralyzed. Kraken has under 300 HP. 7 hits for 542 is going to get Thunderclaw through Kraken 2.
And now it's time to exit because you just don't have the resources, right? I mean, all those locks, all those tempers, they're all gone. Maybe you have enough to get you through tier 2, but do you really have enough then to find out what's... I don't know. I understand what he's doing. He's going to go as far as he can. If he wipes, he'll go get levels.
While that was happening, I do want to point out Crab Cakes got the Bane on Tiamat 1.
Zenobian also on Tiamat 1, but is trying to do just straight damage strats. But Tiamat 2 is on your screen right now. Thunderclawed is able to survive a hit, so it doesn't look like Tia hits too hard. We really want to see that over some of the spells. We're already hitting for 4 hits, 260 damage, and it looks like he's going all out trying to buff up that fighter. All bets are off. He's doing lock strats again. Did pick up lock 2, but we're running a little bit low on those resources. Heal 3 comes out, tops everybody off. The Knight's still about half health. 6 hits, 108 damage. Locks continue to come out. We're hitting fine, but Tiamat has Nuke. Nuke takes out the Thief, or the Ninja, brings the Red Wizard down to 1 knee. And how do we adjust? Heal 3 is going off. Damage Poison follows up. Does not kill the Red Wizard. The Heal 3s are going to go off. But at this point, I mean, you're just kind of breaking even, right? The heal 3s are going to get you right back up there, but that nuke coming around is going to get this. It's enough to wipe the party out as it stands. Nobody is above 400 health right now. More heal 3s. Thunder coming out. The ribbons are coming into play here. Feels pretty good. It's time to start swinging, though. 5-10, that's a pretty good swing. More tempers coming out. I think he's making the adjustment. Healing with the Red Wizard. He's swinging with the Knight. But what is... So the Black Wizard, we're dumping all of our tempers onto Tier 2. We're going to have nothing but hopes and dreams against Chaos. Heal 3 coming out again. It's going to top off the mages. It's going to get the Knight into a respectable HP. That's a little bit of a free turn there. Now what do? He's going for lock. I would have thought maybe stun, but I guess he doesn't care when he's swinging for 720 damage, Sonny.
He's getting a lot of damage out now. He's trying to rush down Tiamat 2, and more heal 3s coming out. That was his last heal 3 charge, no less. And now it's time to decide, am I going to do an HP check? And Thunder says, yes, I'm doing an HP check. Quad X comes out, but it's ineffective. 4 hits for 269, and a fade comes out for 120. Tiamat is still standing. Question in chat from Toxic456. Lich 2 and Tiamat 2 having Nuke and Chaos can't have it, right? There are only 2, but we haven't seen any nuclears. But with that, Thunder has taken down Tiamat 2.
That is incorrect, actually. There are more than 2 nukes in the pool. If I'm not mistaken, it's 3 nukes, 4 nuclears.
3 nukes, 4 nuclears.
But we don't know what the final boss is going to be. We're going to find out here in a second. But at the same time, we've only got a fighter and a black mage here. So Thundercloud probably not going to be able to get this done. And isn't that a little bit unfortunate? Because Crab Cakes has found Kraken's floor and is on her way with the Mazza 5 to light her 4th orb. She'll be in tow for shortly after. Can Thundercloud get this done? Is this going to be a favorable, I would say favorable, double dragon, but we know that one of those dragons has nuke. I don't think there's going to be a fight here that is going to be favorable. It's gone!
It's Whack a Chaos! This is a beautiful fight for Thunder to see. Chaos opens up with ink! That is a free turn! That is huge for Thunder.
We don't know which one is Chaos. We're going to find out with the Light 3.
Chaos is...
Oh, we found him.
Lawful
found him. Yeah, right? Did he pay attention? Because it does say chaos. Oh, there's nuclear. There's one nuclear. We've not seen any other nuclears. We know chaos is on the left-hand side of the screen. Those garlands there, they're not going to hurt, but they are going to waste your time. Light 3 is going to thin out the pack, and now it's just Thunder and Ale versus Chaos. Sony, go ahead and call this one.
3 hits for 115 coming out from Thunder, but Chaos swings and takes down the Knight. Chaos swings again, 3 hits, 519. That's going to be it for Thunder's run in Topher. As Crab Cakes, Brax Kraken gets that 4th orb lit, has level 27 on the 3 remaining Light Warriors.
Feels pretty bad because Thundercloud went in at level 26 and was able to make it all the way to the final fight without the Mazza. Crabcakes has it, so huge advantage now swings away from Thundercloud over into Crabcake's side. Ale Markin has 4 orbs lit, also has the Mazza. Zenobian catching up here shortly. It's going to be a race between who wants to dive early with that sword and who wants to go get those levels. I believe it was Ale that found that third eye grind. And with 100% bonus XP, on top of the ridiculous XP numbers we already had, I would not have blamed him if he would have went in there just for a minute to get a couple fights in. But no, he's going straight in.
Ale Markin gonna play pretty risky here and go into Topher at 1 hour, 28 minutes, 45 seconds. He has entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Thunder entered 114, wiped out due to chaos. That was 14 minutes of scouting just to figure out what he had. And he knows what he's up against. He knows what he needs to do. He knows what he can do in order to change the outcome of this. And now it's going to be actually getting it done.
Here's what I don't like about Ale Markin, though. Look at that party he's in Topher with.
The Knight and the Red Mage, he's going to have to conserve his spell charges.
So, Sony, put yourself in Ale's shoes. Your 2 dead characters, well, they got your 2 alive characters up to plenty of levels. Do you consider at least bringing them up just to see how far into Topher they can carry you?
I would bring them up to throw them in the top 2 slots to use as meat shields, pretty much. And see how far I can go before I lose all of my life charges that I have available.
He does have life 2. I believe we saw that at level 3. Is that correct?
Correct, level 3.
So we got plenty of casts of that. Well, I'd say plenty. We've got a couple of casts of that, so that feels pretty good. Crabcakes following right in Ale shoes. Does not want to go and grind levels. Wants to go straight in. And with a Mazza 5... and fast and tempers and locks. I mean, I guess I get it, but I really would have liked to have seen like level 30 across the board. Would have been real nice, but 35 is the next hit point for that Mazza, so...
I do like Zenobian's grind right now. He has found the blue stake, the legendary T-Rex, and has gotten himself up to about 30 across the board. 30 is the next for Mazza plus 5, as pointed out by Spellzap.
Yeah, because of the accuracy race. So hitting level 30 would have been a huge advantage. Likely, you're going to see Crabcakes hitting 30. I didn't quite see Ale's levels. With 2-man party, surely he's already there. So let's see how this Mazza swings. 6 hits for 1100 damage. Feels pretty good. Let's see, this carry 2 fight I think is going to be pretty telling. For how the rest of this over is going to go.
Ale already has level 30, for sure. 11 hits for 285 from Carry 2. 6 hits coming out for 279 from Ale, though. Fade's coming out. Oh! Oh, no! Carry crit takes down the Knight. Ice 2 coming out. Dealing chip damage. More Fade's coming out. 188 damage. Ale is just fighting to stay alive. 104. Bane comes out. Is ineffective. More Fade's coming out. And Carry is still standing. 10 hits for 269 from Carry 2. That Red Wizard is still standing, but just barely. More Fades coming out. 127. Lit 2 comes out, dealing more chip damage. He's down to his last Fade. Is this going to do it? 84 damage is not going to do it. That's going to be a wipe for Ale Markin.
Well, like we pointed out, this could just be an information dive from all the runners. I think... I don't know. I've seen Crab Cakes pull this off too many times. I think Crab Cakes is going to be able to make the adjustments, but more importantly, I think what I like about Crab Cakes' play, she doesn't waste resources. And as I say that, she's throwing out a fade, but that was from the night. That's fine. I get the feeling we're going to see somebody one-shot a Topher. Maybe not on stream. And as we say that, let me go ahead and just point out that keep an eye over at the SRL race chat. 21 runners in this race. Nobody has finished yet. Nobody has forfeited. They are all still in the race. It could be literally any second that we see our first dot done. We've got 3 runners that have dipped their toes into TOFR here on stream. Zenobian quickly about to be the 4th.
Yeah, we are about to have all 4 of our runners here entering Topher. Zenobian, though, he's stopping outside of Marsh. He's heading into Marsh. He remembers that the third eye grind is here, and he's going to take the third eye grind to get some extra levels with that 7 times normal experience.
Does Zenobian have Kraken down? I didn't see in his... Well, he's 32 across the board. His levels look great. I think he's looking for Kraken still.
He might still be.
It looks like it. Nah, look at him. He's checking his notes now. Where have I not visited? Where did I forget to go? What did I skip? What do I have? Where can I go? Yeah, he's only got 3 orbs.
Yeah, and the answer of what he's missed is Ordeals, but Crab Cakes has pulled Lich 2 and already has released a massive hit from the Mazza 5. That Black Wizard sitting at low health 37. 8 hits for 726, though, takes down Lich 2 like Lich 2 is butter.
Mm-hmm. Ale caught right back up is on Lich 2, so Crab Cakes on screen has the lead now. On to Carry 2's floor. Will somebody please check Carry 2 chest, because I bet you there's another Mazza. How much you want to bet?
I'd be willing to say there's another Mazza in there as well.
There's another Mazza in here somewhere.
There's gotta be another one.
So this 2-man party of Ales, it's making each fight a little bit faster. It's less menuing he has to do, less turns he has to wait for. But
until he runs into the unrunnable there. But Crab Cakes has made it to Carry 2. And she is ready to take down Carry 2. Going to start fasting up that night, getting more damage. 3 hits for 356 without fast, though, is really, really good. Especially coming from that Mazza +5. 11 hits for 207 from Carry onto the Knight. Not a whole lot of damage going out. Newt coming out from the Black Wizard. That's going to be 180 damage from that. 1 damage from the Ninja. 11 hits, dropping the Knight down to 281. 6 hits for 623, though, is a massive, with a fade coming out for 143, taking out Carry 2.
Down goes Carry. So now on to the water floor. So is Crab Cakes going to be the runner that can put it all together and get this on the first dive, or is this going to be an information dive as well?
That's going to be the question, as Zenobian is working on one. Carry is being taken on by Ale. 7 hits for 1,177 gets the job done.
Look at those levels over on Ale's side, closing in on 40 for that night. Kurito, unfortunately, I did not roll this. If I rolled this, you'd have seen worse parties forced. You wouldn't have seen this fun fighter and red mage and thief and black mage. This is too forgiving for me.
We have a race right now. Crab Cakes, the first one into Kraken 2. Ale right behind her. Crab Cakes fasts the Knight. Newt comes out, does not take down any of the Light Warriors. Lock 2 comes out. Temper going onto the Knight. The Knight's going to swing. 7 hits for 218. Kraken does have a lot of absorb. More Tempers going out. As Crab Cakes is going to heal 3 to try to keep all the Light Warriors alive. More Tempers coming out. 2 more overall. And heal 3 comes out. Fire 3 from Kraken. That's a free turn for Crab Cakes, even though she does lose the Black Wizard. 9 hits for 579 damage. Looking good right now. 9 hits for 833. That's going to take down Kraken 2. Crab Cakes has made it past Kraken 2 and is ready to take on Tiamat 2, as Ale Markin is working on taking out Kraken 2, but Kraken 2 takes down the Knight. Fire 3 comes out. Slow 2 comes out. Ale going to be fading for his life at this point. 120 damage is going to take down Kraken too!
Wow. Ale gets it done and has the life, too, to bring up the party member. He's really going to bring back that knight, because look at the health pool of the other two, sitting at 128, 127. Not going to be enough. Crab Cakes, however, 4 Light Warriors alive, is on to Tiamat 2, puts the wall out. Wall doesn't matter for Nuke. Nuke rolls high across the board, but does not take out any of the Light Warriors. 8 hits, 377. Temper coming out from the Black Wizard. What are we going to do? We are going to use that ninja to temper up. Heal 3's nice. I think it's kind of a Hail Mary here. I think I would have rather seen just dumping all resources into the night. 6 hits, 269, not going to get it done. Ice 3's coming out. Ice 3 rolls pretty low across the board. Nuke coming out from the Black Wizard, 284. Pretty good roll. Temper coming out from the Ninja. The Knight's starting to get those buffs up. We are running low on resources on that Ninja, though. Not really going to serve a purpose. Down goes the Ninja. Saves that temper charge he was going to spend there. 9 hits, 1035. Still not enough to get Tiamat 2 down. Heal 3's coming out. The Red Wizard's back up off the knee. What are we going to do? Temper's going out. No, we want to save some of those Quad X. We're going to do a health check. Damage Poison comes out. Black Wizard survives. Quad X goes out. It does not land. Tia's got over 300 health. 8 hits, 588. Heal 3 coming out again. Hans is swinging for the fences.
Oh, but Ale has taken the lead after getting 9 hits for 61 and takes down Tiamat 2 before Crab Cakes does.
Down goes Ale's Red Wizard, or Crab Cakes' Red Wizard. There's no bringing this back. It's going to be a Knight versus Chaos. And for Crab Cakes, it's a Knight and a Black Wizard. No! Crab Cakes did pick up life for the Knight. Everyone's back to life. Ale Markin pulling Chaos.
Ale Markin has life 2 on the Knight as well. Everybody's going to be up for both parties going into Chaos.
It's a race.
The first one to pull Chaos at 139.02.
Ink coming out, top left, bottom right of your screen. We don't know which one Chaos is here for either of these runners. Crab Cakes checking the gear. Did we see anything from Chaos that scared us besides hitting hard and that one nuclear? Was there anything else?
It was just nuclear and the one hit. Chaos is in the top left for Ale Markin as Crab Cakes pulls Chaos and friends. Chaos is the only one alive right now for Ale Markin. The question is, who is going to finish this first? The nuclear comes out.
I can tell you right now, friends that are watching.
Ale Markin hits Chaos. 4 hits for 663. Temper goes 3 hits, 572. From Ale Markin's Knight. Nuclear comes out yet again.
Second nuclear from. Oh.
Heal 3 comes out. 3 hits. I didn't catch the damage. Heal 3 coming out. Getting some health back. Ink coming out from Chaos again. So we see Ink nuclear as Chaos's ability list. 3 hits, 641. It's down to 2 Chaoses, Crab Cakes, and Ale Markin. Who is going to finish first? And Fizz comes out for Crab Cakes. Fade's coming out for Ale Markin, 132. Chaos hitting for 500 damage on Ale's Knight. 2 hits, 359. That's a crit.
No, down goes the Knight for Ale.
Crab Cakes has the Knight standing. This is the Hail Mary, but no, Ale Markin wipes. Crab Cakes has the chance to win this. She's got victory in her hands. 3 hits for 598, and that's a crit. 2 hits for 269 from the Knight. Crab Cakes looking a little worse for wear right now. Swings 2 hits, 279. That's nuclear, and that's a wipe.
No. So all of a sudden, we've got the information, we've got the knowledge. The entire time these 3 runners were diving and wiping, Zenobian just is biding his time, leveling up on those 3 eyes, leveling up, and he's doing it with 4 characters across the board. Yes, they've made their way to Chaos, but they found out real quick Chaos has some evasion and some absorb. Yes, you got a couple crits in there, and those were good. They threw the absorb. Most of those hits from that Knight, even after a couple tempers and fast, were hitting for 200, 300. And I think we have already seen Chaos has rolled at least 4,000 health. We put about that much into him and he was still standing.
Yeah, Chaos has rolled a lot of health, and Zenobian has just been grinding away on the sitting right about level 39, level 40. He is looking really good for going through Topher, taking this down on the first dive, where Crab Cakes, Ale Markin, and Thunderclawed are all on their second dives. They all have the information as to what each Fiend has. They have the information. Crab Cakes and Ale both have the information as to what Chaos has. But Crab Cakes is deciding to take a grind here
TOF 30 minutes ago. We still haven't seen anyone finish. We still haven't seen anyone forfeit. This race is still very much on. We're still waiting to find out who our first place finisher is going to be. We've seen Chaos on 3 different screens so far here on this stream. And I think Zenobian, with the levels he has, the second he decides to go, he's got that Mazda 5 as well. I don't think there's any holding him back. I think it's time. Zenobian's making his dive right now.
Zenobian is ready to go. He is ready to take on this Topher. He knows it's 300% clamped. He knew he needed to play it safe. He is ready to go in and take down Chaos as Thunderclawed takes on Lich 2, still wielding that Ice Sword +4. Getting out A-Rub, getting out fast, swinging the X-Cal, 11 hits for 440. I like this. 5 hits for 74 damage from the Ninja, 7 hits, 308 from the Knight, fast coming out onto the Ninja. And the Red Wizard has the Ice +4 now. Ale Markin right on Thunderclaw's tail. That Knight swings 8 hits, 319. That's about it. That's it for Lich.
So speed bump is cleared. The levels, I mean, we've said it, the levels look great for Ale's 2 characters. The problem is Ale only has 2 characters. And all it takes is one good hit from one of these fiends, like Carry 2 or Kraken 2, that has a crit behind it, and that Knight's done for. We don't have a defense sword. We shuffled item magic. That safety net's gone.
And we didn't see Ruse, if I remember correctly.
I don't think we saw Ruse at all. So Crab Cakes looks like the grind is done? No. Nope, we're still grinding. Zenobian pushing his way through. Bottom left, you've got Thunderclawed on Carry 2. Ale Markins on Carry 2. The problem is, Sonny just pointed it out, Thunderclawed does not have the Mazmoon +5 that we found in Cardia Isles. Aelmarkin does. And Aelmarkin has the knowledge all the way up to Chaos. He knows exactly what he's in for. I think we did get a little bit lucky on that Kraken fight last time Ale was here, so hopefully the luck rolls his way again. As he makes his way past Carry 2, he's going to be on to that Kraken 2 fight here. He is making some adjustments, though. We saw that last time he did this, he fought it with just 2 Light Warriors. Now it looks like he's resin them right before the fights.
Yeah, he's getting ready. Thunder makes it through, and Zenobian has made it through Lich 2 and is working on trucking his way up. Crabcake's doing a 2-person grind, and we have a first-place finisher, Falconic.
Sure do. We sure do. I'm not going to spoil who it was in case anyone wants to go back and watch it, but we do have our first-place finisher. And I'll tell you this much. It's somebody that takes an approach much like Zenobian took. And wouldn't you know it, on our screen, although he's a floor behind, Sonny, I don't know if you agree with me or not, I think Zenobian probably has the advantage here still just because of the sheer levels he was able to get off of those eyes.
I do think you're right. I mean, 9 hits, 1,409 damage coming out right there, taking down K2 like she's butter. As Aelmarkin and Thunderclawed are both on Kraken 2, but Aelmarkin takes down Kraken 2 like Kraken 2 is nothing. And I gotta say, I like Ael's party name as it changes, because it goes from this is easy mode to this mode.
This mode is easy mode this is.
Is this easy mode?
It starts to bring him a question. Wait, is this easy mode? What?
All right,
so,
Thunder.
Working on to Tier 2. Thunder's on Kraken 2. Zenobian's on Kraken 2. Crab Cakes is on the loot plate.
All right, Zenobian taking on Kraken 2. Tiamat 2 by Ale right now. Not looking too bad. Definitely getting a good start. Nuke's coming out immediately from Tia 2, as to be expected. And now it's going to be heal 3s. As Thunder makes it through Kraken 2, and Zenobian also through Kraken 2.
Yeah, Zenobian just kind of whacked Kraken right upside the head. That was over 1,000 damage to put Zenobian onto Tiamat 2. So we're about to have 3 runners on Tia 2. And
we're about to see some locks and some tempers coming out That nuke comes out immediately, and all 4 of Zenobian's warriors are standing, whereas Aelmarkin has been in a similar situation. 9 hits, 161, takes down Tia 2!
And he's got the life cast. Yeah, I was about to say he's got 1, but now he can bring up the red mage. Everyone's back up. Ale knows this fight. He knows what to expect. We saw 2 nuclears, and we saw chaos that hit pretty hard. I don't think we saw anything else really that scared us, other than the fact that, you know, we got the 1 hit for 1,000, and then we followed it up with a bunch of hundreds and 200s.
All right, here we go. Zenobian at Tia 2. Thunder at Tia 2. Crab Cakes at Tia 2. But right now, the spotlight is on Aelmarkin, going to fade down the Garlands with Chaos sitting up in the top left again. Same spot as he was last time.
The adjustment, that Red Wizard's throwing Invis on the Knight this time. We're not going to get beaten down by Chaos again. Rephrase. The Knight is not going to get beaten down by Chaos. The Black Wizard is. He's already sleeping.
We already see 4 hits for 501 from Aelmarkin. And now it's time to see just how much damage Aelmarkin can do. 2 hits for 2 damage. You hate to see it as Thunder wipes. And Zenobian has pulled Chaos as well. And he's going to open up with nuking everything. No, he's not. He's going back. He's going to lock 2.
Look at the damage coming out from Aelmarkin this time. And that Invis is doing serious work.
But he's down to 99 HP on the Knight. He just got some crits. He's going to heal 3, try to get some HP back. Does he have nuclear coming up soon? He very well may. I don't know which ink that was. That was the last ink. That was the first ink. Nuclear is the next thing on Chaos's ability list. If he is not careful, he's going to die to nuclear.
Okay, he's past nuclear's threshold now. It's time to start swinging. We really need to see. Oh,
Aelmarkin, 3 hits, 424. He's so close. Nuclear comes out and wipes him again. Zenobian now has the spotlight, going to nuke down these Garlands and get rid of them. Chaos being directly in the middle of the pack.
Look at the health pool on Zenobian's Knight. And that's a darn near 400 max roll nuke coming out from the Black Wizard. Every little bit helps. 5 hits, 618 coming out from that Mazza 5. Locks coming out. We're going to lower the evasion of Chaos. Does not take out the Black Wizard. The Black Wizard gets another chance to throw out Temper. Turn order so far has been in Chaos's favor, but the levels have negated. Look at that. He's able to live through these swings, and these mages are able to get Tempers and Locks off.
And that is absolutely huge right now, being able to survive through those swings. But he's going to throw out more Locks. He's going to swing with the Knight. The Red Wizard goes down with a hit of 539. 8 hits for 541 coming out from the Knight itself. More Locks coming out, trying to reduce the evasion as much as possible. 10 hits for 820. This is big coming from Zenobian right now. 9 hits, 530. 4 hits for 608 going out on the Knight. He swings. 11 hits, 1124. That is the wipe for Zenobian. I saw the second nuclear come up, and I just...
So the level served him so well up until the very end. He just didn't have enough firepower to get through that Chaos before Chaos rolled with double nuclear. Oh, it's heartbreaking. And that first nuclear, I think, landed for 310, almost max for nuclear. It feels really, really, really bad.
But now Crab Cakes, yet again, has the spotlight. 3 hits for 280 onto Tiamat 2. Temper's going out. That nuke comes out immediately and takes out the Black Mage. Fast going out onto the Knight from that Ninja. Extremely useful. The Ninja does have a lot of usability, really, in this case. More Tempers coming out. 9 hits for 1,221 as Aelmarkin is grinding eyes right now.
I like the adjustment from Ale. I would have brought up, I think, at least the Ninja. Somebody else that can put on some gear and take a few hits.
Crab Cakes has the spotlight on her. She has taken down Tiamat 2. She is about to be back at Chaos. She is healing up. She is steeling herself for this battle.
If anyone's gonna finish first, it'll be Crab Cakes. She flies on through, but the levels though, we've seen Zenobian's levels, still not enough. 37 on the night feels good. 30 across the board for some of the rest. What are the chances here, Sonny? 50%?
It depends upon how many abilities Chaos goes to use. Because if Chaos just continues to use abilities and cycles through them, I don't give her any more than 25%.
Yeah.
Nuke's going to come out from the Black Wizard, going to get rid of all of the Garlands. Where's Chaos going to be? He's going to be at the center, at the very front. Fade's going to come out dealing 109 damage. That Ink's going to come out and know that the next thing that comes out from Chaos is Nuclear, followed by yet another Nuclear. Lock 2's coming out, and Viz is coming out. Wall is even coming out now.
Fortunately, that Wall's not going to do much of anything from what we've seen from this Chaos.
The Lock 2 connects, and Chaos immediately goes to melee and hits the ninja, punches the ninja down. More Invis coming out, and that red wizard is gone. Just like that, the red wizard has been destroyed entirely. 4 hits for 268 coming out from the knight. Lock 2's going out. There is the first nuclear coming out. So there is a chance that Crab Cakes does make it through this. More Lock 2's coming out. She's trying to drop the evasion as much as she possibly can. 7 hits for 819, a very strong hit. Ink's coming out. That's the free turn. Another free turn should be coming out as long as Garland does not attack, and he does not. That is a free turn. If Garland attacks, that is the chance of it not being a free turn. Crab Cakes knows she has to go all-out offense. 11 hits, 672. She's got to get turn order here. Nuclear comes out. That is yet another wipe for Crab Cakes.
That double nuclear is just killer. Because, Chaos has no spells whatsoever, right? It's Ink, Nuclear, Nuclear, Ink. We know that that's the skill list. The problem is we've got heal 3, and that is okay, but you can either spend your time using heal 3 in between the nuclears to prepare yourself for the upcoming nuclears, or you make the decision to go all offense. And the problem is he's got too much health. To be able to go all offense, you have to get somebody to heal while you continue to attack with that knight. And so far, the runners on stream, they just haven't found that balance yet. We've gotten close, but we just haven't quite got there yet.
We really have. And now the spotlight shifts over to Thunderclawed again here at Tiamat 2. Going to temper and fast up that knight. He's going power and speed at this point. And I gotta say, I can't blame him. It's not a bad idea. But right now, he's run out of tempers on the red, or not on the red mage, on the ninja.
Yeah, I don't like Thunder's chances here without having that Mazza. We've already seen thousands of damage put into Chaos. And it's just going to be a battle of attrition, and I think Chaos is going to win that against him. He just doesn't have the firepower.
He really does not. And even Tiamat now is giving him a run for his money.
Mm-hmm. We have a second place finisher off stream. We're not going to spoil who that was, but 2 runners out of the 21 have finished.
Oh no! Thunder wiping yet again, as Crab Cakes and Ailmarkin are both on Lich 2 right now.
So if I'm Thunder, he hasn't seen Chaos yet, I don't believe. Has he?
Thunder has been to Chaos. He got to Chaos on the first dive.
I think some of that might be a little bit misleading. Yes, you made it to Chaos, but you're not swinging a sword that's very good at the moment. When is the adjustment going to come into thinking more possible insta-kill strats against Chaos? I don't know if we've seen Exfer. I don't know if we did and just didn't pick it up, but that would certainly be something on the back of my mind of this Chaos is impossible. I'm never going to get past it. Let's increase my chances to just delete him from the fight.
Get the Exfer Brack out there, and that would be the way to do it. But right now, we have Zenobian taking on the Dragon Tiamat 2. 10 hits, 1177 is going to take down Tia 2. Lenophis is in chat saying this looks like a fun and brutal mode. Lenophis, my friend, it is very brutal. Wait until you see this chaos.
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart.
Because Zenobian is ready to take on this chaos yet again and see exactly what he can do if he can squeeze victory out from chaos. Here we go. The fast sword being used on the knight. Nuke coming out. Zenobian looking through the inventory. Just gonna fight. It's round 2. Zenobian versus Chaos. Temper going out. Chaos immediately punches out the ninja. Nuke coming out.
Clear that.
This will clear out all the garlands. Chaos is directly in the middle of the pack.
This seems right. This seems good.
It seems like a miss. This seems about neutral.
I get that reference.
Fast coming out. 5 hits, 687. Zenobian takes a hit to Knight immediately. And just no luck. Ink comes out and does connect with the Knight. That is not good. Heal 3 comes out and gets a little bit of life there onto the Knight. Knight's going to swing. Knight hits 725. And
no.
That's going to be it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is going to do it for Zenobian, I believe. It looks like this is going to be a wipe. Down goes the Black Wizard. He's throwing out nukes. He had the Brack. I mean, it's good as anything. And kind of looking over at the SRL chat, it looks like Zenobian is throwing the towel in on this one, has entered the dot forfeit with a comment saying he's tired of rolling the dice. So Zenobian grinded, got those levels needed, but unfortunately the frustration just kicked in a little bit too much. We'll see if we can get him in for an interview here. I don't know if he'll want to at this point. I certainly wouldn't blame him if he didn't.
Yeah, I would not be able to blame him if he did not as well. Because this chaos has just been absolutely disgusting. But even still, it was very well played by Zenobian, even with everything that went on. Zeno at level 40, still just unable to take down Chaos with this party. And that's saying something, especially with a Mazda plus 5.
Plus 5, plus all those levels. I mean, it's unfortunate. We kind of know that, I mean, Zenobian was the most prepared runner on stream that could have taken this out. I mean, I like Aile's levels on his 2 characters, but we really liked how Zenobian got his stuff kind of lined up and together. Just bad turn order. Just, you know, putting the Knight in the 3rd slot like you're supposed to do so you can get the crit loops, but then Chaos decides that's who he's going to swing down in the middle of a fight. There's just not a lot you can do. When you mix in item shuffle with the clan bosses, we said this much earlier in the race, it takes away the safety net of having that defense sword, that free invis, or that free ruse that you can apply to your character. And it suddenly makes this game a heck of a lot harder.
It really, really does. And this shows where the difficulty in the game really can be. Those evasion stacks.
And that Chaos hits pretty hard. The Red Wizard did have invis on it. Unfortunately, it didn't look like we adjusted and kind of swapped to that. It was more kind of pumping out the tempers and the fast and the locks onto Chaos here, and it just wasn't enough to get the job done. But while we say that, you've got Thundercloud on stream with really no weapons to speak of, just continuously making it pretty deep into Topher, and that's impressive in and of itself. Crabcake's just on his heels there, going into Kraken 2, as Ale with the 2-man party clears Lich 2 hurdle. So now we'll see if Ale can catch up. As Thundercloud unfortunately takes another wipe, you're starting to see that all the levels in the world for Thundercloud are not going to matter when you just aren't able to put out the damage. As we welcome Tarnin into chat. Welcome, Tarnan. One of our racers here tonight. We will not spoil who took first place. We will tell you, however, that 3 runners have finished. All 3 runners finished so far sub-hour. Tonight, we have Thundercloud entering Topher at 1:14, a blazing fast entrance into Topher for Thundercloud. But Thunder never found the Mazmoon, and it's kind of been holding him back ever since.
Yeah, without Thunder having the Mazmoon, that's been a massive hindrance on his damage output overall, and he's been trying to get this done with the XCal -5. And yeah, it's just not been working out too terribly well for him.
XCal is still, even -5, it's still a good sword. You still get the elemental bonuses against these fiends, but against Chaos, you might as well be swinging an ice sword. It's just not very good. Especially against this Chaos, with no spells whatsoever, and cycling through ink, nuclear, nuclear, ink. There's just not much you can do. You kind of have to balance, like we said, attacking and healing, and you've only got so many heal 3s, and nuclear does a heck of a lot more damage than heal 3 can heal up.
It really does, but Crab Cakes now has the stage yet again. She has cleared Tiamat 2, and she is healing up her Light Warriors to get ready to head back to fight Chaos.
We have a 4th place finisher off stream, so still nobody on stream, but Crab Cakes at the 2-hour and 4-minute mark is on to Chaos again. So we're going to see what's going on.
All right, here we go. Crab Cakes versus Wacka Chaos. Here we go. Where is Chaos going to be? Fast going out on the night, and Viz going out onto the night as well. Lock 2 going out. Gonna hit every single one of them. Fade comes out from the night. Chaos is in the top left again. Here we go. So Temper will be going out onto the Knight, but that Knight is sitting really low on health right now. Definitely in kill range of nuclear. And that's going to be the scary point. Ink comes out from Chaos. We know that nuclear is coming up next. More invis put onto the Knight. And this is where the heal 3 comes out.
Heal 3 is good. I mean, it's... Oh no, it's within nuclear range.
Oh, 1 HP!
Oh no, and nuclear's coming right around the corner, and a heal 3 is not going to get this done.
A heal 3 will not save Crab Cakes here.
2 heal 3s won't save this.
Here we go. Where's that nuclear? It should be coming out any moment now.
I don't like this. A nuclear is going to take out that Knight.
Is on Chaos. There's the nuclear. Is it going to low roll?
Oh,
No,
it low rolled, but his health was already too low anyways.
it didn't low roll enough.
And Crab Cakes, I think, has had enough. You often don't see Crab Cakes just sit still in a fight. Take a look over at SRO.
She has thrown in the towel.
So that's 2 runners on stream that have seen the absolute devastation of this TOFR that have thrown in the towel. But El Markin is down to just Chaos against 3 Light Warriors. I have not caught up with this fight. I don't know how much damage he's put in. But I know that that Knight was sitting at 999 HP and has all the invis stacks in the world. I think this is Ale's race to lose on screen. That Knight is not going to be touchable from common attacks. And it looks like he's got enough. Oh yeah, he's putting out the damage. 8 hits. Yeah, this looks good. This looks real good. A nice adjustment.
40. Here we go. More invis coming out. And Chaos isn't even touching anymore. 2 hits for 52 damage. It's time to lock Chaos down. Nuclear comes out, dealing negligible damage. 5 hits for 476. Lock comes out, making Chaos much easier to hit. Heal 3 is going to come out, trying to keep the Red Wizard alive. 5 hits for 144, not a lot of damage.
Man
but
mode.
Chaos retorts with 4 hits for 564, 9 hits, 628 from the Knight. The Knight is dealing so much damage. 5 hits, 156 now. 7 hits for 360 with a crit. Ink comes out. Nuclear should be coming just around the corner. But 2 hits coming out from that Knight for 31 damage. There's the Nuclear only dealing 128. 5 hits for 156 for the Knight. Nuclear 120. Low rolls again. But 10 hits, 12-16 gets it done.
Get your GGs out in chat. The Ale really put in his time, right? He went in, he wiped, he went and got some levels, came back in, wiped again, came back in, wiped again. I mean, the adjustments were real. He understood what it took, got the invises off, he really planned and strategized well. I mean, earned every bit of that victory. This was not a fun seed after you went back in time. Before then, I mean, Thunder got here in an hour and 14. The seed was pretty easy getting here. But then you got to really see the clamp to 300% really kind of shine.
Ale finishes in 6th place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, 40 seconds.
GG's, and now it's Thunderclawed on stream trying to make his way through. And again, I mean, I don't know. Without that Mazda 5, I still just don't see any way that this is going to work.
I am in agreement with that, and it's going to be very, very tough to call right now. 8 hits for 488 coming out from that X-Cal, which isn't bad, unless that's the fast sword. And that could be the case as well.
I mean, the fast sword did roll up all the way to a 5, so... I mean, I would take a defense 5 over an Excalibur -5, for sure.
So, Falconic, I believe we are joined by Ale Markin.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Finally cleared the chaos that wiped out 2 of the runners here. GG's Ale.
Thank you. That was I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 Topher dives later.
We've seen quite a few Tophers on screen between the 4 of you. You're the only one that did the 2-man party. Was that your plan going into it? Was it an adjustment you made? Did you think about swapping that once you saw how rough Topher was?
It wasn't really my plan going into it, but with not finding any early towns that I liked, and having that level 1 fade, I figured maybe I should just kind of start funneling EXP towards the fighter and the red mage and just kind of go from there.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just kind of snowballed, and I never really felt like there was a time I wanted to bring back up either the thief or the black mage. So
well, the adjustments you made certainly worked. I think switching over to the Invis on Chaos was, I think, really the play. And I think we saw Zenobian try it, but unfortunately the crits just went through and it ate through that evasion. And I think he wiped again, 4 or 5 times? There were so many Topher dives on this race, I've lost count. I don't remember.
So, yeah, Ale, just to give you an idea, you went into Topher 14 minutes after Thunder did. Thunder originally entered at 114. You entered your first dive at 128.
Yeah, I knew I was in there for a good 30 to 40 minutes, but it doesn't surprise me that he was in there first, just because I felt like I really kind of started digging too much, and then I kind of lost track of where the marsh split was at. So I think that kind of put me behind, because I was still looking for that loot in that canoe, and of course it's always in the last place you look. So.
And unfortunately, that's what's tripping up Thundercloud right now. Made it in here blazing fast, hour 14 minutes. Never found that Mazda 5. So the best he's swinging right now, and I think he has made the adjustment over to that Defense Sword 5, was the Excalibur -5. So just did not have the firepower you had going into that Chaos fight.
Yeah, I was really hopeful in my first dive, because I'm going to have to go back and watch the VOD and do some calculator math, but I feel like I was pretty close to killing him on that first dive. And then, of course, I just got bad turnover and punched, and, that back-to-back nuclear with inks following it didn't really do me any favors either, so...
Yeah, I do believe you had done about 4,000 damage at that point. So you were more than likely extremely close to killing him.
Yeah, that's what it felt like too. And then, I think the second dive was less successful. The third dive, got kicked out by Tia 2. Then the last dive that I made it in, all the way to Chaos was, the winner there.
Sometimes that does happen, though.
Maybe he'll switch over to some Braxtrats here. I think that's about the only way I can foresee Thunderclaw getting through that Chaos is insta-kills. Because, you saw Ale's Knight swinging for 600 on some. I think we saw 1,000 hit in there at one point. You really need to pump out the damage to outpace that nuclear damage that's going to come out. And with having no spells, it was just straight skills with double nuclear. I just don't see this getting done here for Thunder. But he does have Brack, and we'll see if he throws it out there. Maybe he gets an insta kill on this Chaos. He's going to make the adjustment. He's going in for that Tiamat 2 fight. His spells look good. He's really conserved a lot of that going through. He's been in here enough. He knows exactly what he's going to be running up against. We know Tiamat's going to lead off with a nuke. Looks like everyone except for that Black Wizard is going to be able to survive the nuke. And that nuke's going to have to roll pretty high to take out that Black Wizard at that. But we'll see. Leads off with the skill. So damage poison, sub 100 for all characters. A lot coming out into Tiamat. Tiamat's evasion is going to be lowered just a little bit. We're going to temper up that Knight again. We've already seen Tiamat 2. Once you get a few of these buffs out, you can easily swing with a Maz of 5, upwards of 1,000 to 1,500. But we don't have that. We're swinging, it looks like that Defense Sword. The Black Wizard is down. What do? We are thinking Braxtrats maybe. No, not quite. Now we're gonna fast up the Ninja, which is a little interesting because he's swinging the Katana, but it was a Katana -1. 9 hits, 227.
Swinging that Katana is still a crit rate sword, though, so if he does get those crits to come through, they're going to deal a lot of damage. And we actually are having a couple runners brought over from the Speed Gaming 3 broadcast that was going on as well. We'll have Will Bloodworth and Gouda coming up very shortly. But right now, we have Thundercloud still working on taking down Tiamat 2, trying to get through this fight. And he's doing some pretty good damage. I will admit that. 344 is not something to laugh at. 9 hits, 502, though, is going to take down Tia 2. And that's going to put Thunder ready to go into Chaos. So, Ale, did you ever check the tile at the Warp Cube location?
Yeah, at the very end. After the second Chaos... Well, no, not after the second Chaos wipe. So, I had found the cube. So I think it was right before I was going to Chaos. Like, I was maybe trying to find the last Fiend. And I decided to check there, and I was like, oh, of course the 3 eyes are here. When this... I could have found this tile way at the start of the frickin' game.
Yeah, nobody on screen checked that trap tile. We had a few dip their heads in, saw it was the cube block, and I'm sure immediately realized I don't have the cube. I can't go through here. But nobody thought to check the trap tile, and it was a beauty.
Yeah, I thought about it as I was sailing away from the Elfland dock, and I was like, I should have checked that. And I was like, it's too late, I'm not walking back for it. And then, of course, it's the eye tile, and I'm like, of course it is. I could have been doing that instead of killing Red Dragon.
We have Will Bloodworth up here on the top left of your screen taking carry as Gouda is entering the back of Topher. But right now we have Thunderclaw down to just Chaos, trying to decide what to do, trying to get through the seed and call it a night. Ink's coming out from Chaos. We know that Nuclear is coming up next. Temper's going out. Saber going out onto the Ninja. Heal 3 coming out from the Knight, trying to keep himself out of range so that way he does not immediately die to Nuclear. And he is at the point with the Ninja that he can only attack. First Nuclear comes out, 147 onto the Knight. It low rolled. That's really good. 2 hits for 180 coming out from the Ninja. Heal 3's coming out. Getting a little bit of extra health onto that knight. It's going to do a lot of good. 4 hits for 591 going out onto the red wizard. And that red wizard goes down.
That was his Inviscaster too, and he did not get max evasion up.
2 hits, 2 damage. So he's going to be relying on crits the whole way through. He has to keep the knight alive so the knight can absorb hits. 446 damage takes down the knight. 2 hits for 180. It comes down to Thunder and the ninja, and he's not going to have the damage output to get this done.
Nope. Crit loop is the only thing that's going to save him here, but he is not in the crit loop. He is eating dirt.
And Chaos has poison touch.
Sure, why not?
Just tack that on, right?
So Thunder, man on a mission, just goes right back in, has not given up. Still thinks he can get this done, and who knows, with enough adjustments, maybe he will. But in the meantime, one of our newer runners brought back onto the stream here from Rick. Thank you so much, Rick and Speed Gaming, for helping us out with this. Will Bloodworth is on to Tiamat 2. The levels look pretty good. They're not as high as Gouda's. Gouda's got a knight at level 50, and we saw that certainly helps out. Can Will Bloodworth get this done?
Will sitting at 44 on all 3 of his living party members. I like him sitting at 44 on each one, because he has 600 HP on that ninja. And if there's one thing we know with Will Bloodworth and ninjas, it's that he knows how to play thieves/ninjas.
He does. He does have the Mazza. I was just able to spot that in his inventory here. More importantly, he's got the Mazza on the ninja? Yeah. He does. He's putting all bets on the ninja there, and it looks like the knight swinging that Ice 4 sword.
I like the idea of Will Bloodworth. His hopes onto the knight, or onto the ninja, I'm sorry. That is definitely what Will Bloodworth does. He loves his ninjas. He will use them until the earth ends.
The problem with that, though, is the ninja's not going to have as much absorb as the knight, and it's darn sure not going to have the HP pool of the knight. So I'm wondering if he makes the adjustment at Chaos, or if it's just ninja ride or die.
That's going to be the question. 7 hits for 169 coming out. So it's not dealing a lot of damage, but he still has the knight standing. He has life 2, he has wall, he has everything he needs right there. He just needs to make sure that knight does not die. The ninja, 12 hits, 557. That nuke coming out, dropping the knight down to a knee. 12 hits, 470. More crits. 3 hits, 186 going out on the ninja. Heal 3 comes out.
That knight needs to live to be able to get that life 2 out.
Damage poison coming out. And the ninja only takes 44 damage, 10 hits for 450. The knight using heal 3s. Making sure he can stay alive. 7 hits, 7 damage. Ninja swings, 11 hits, 238. The knight is dead. He's down to the solo ninja. 10 hits for 135 with a solo ninja standing right now.
Yeah, turn order was not his friend there. He was 1 hit away. And Tiamat, with his dying breath, decided to take out the Life 2 caster.
We have Gouda here against Kraken 2. Thunderclawed about to take on Carry 2. Will Bloodworth making the march down to Chaos. And Will Bloodworth has initiated the fight against Chaos, and he is taking a guess. Hits one of the garlands, and we know all too well this is just going to be a wipe for Will Bloodworth.
Yeah, so we don't know what Will Bloodworth knows. We don't know if this is his first dive or his 15th. It seemed like that was his first dive.
Meridian BC in chat asking if there was ninja learnable AoE. I believe so, yes.
Yeah, if there was, it wasn't anything really, really good, though. Like, I mean, Fire 3, Ice 3, Light 3 at best. But again, it's a time sink for those garlands, but they're not really there to hurt you. double nuclear chaos is going to do that all on his own. Inferno
All right.
Bryn, thank you so much in chat pointing out that was Will Bloodworth's first dive. Gouda is on his third or fourth dive.
And Gouda has pulled Tiamat 2, is buffing up the knight as much as he possibly can, making sure that knight's going to be able to just break down Tia 2 to the best of his ability. Temper and Lock comes out. Nuke coming out from Tia 2. That's going to take down the Red Mage. 13 hits, though, for 1,364 damage.
That's what, unfortunately, that's what Thunder's missing, is that just pure raw power to be able to take out these fiends. Look at that, another 1,000 damage on Tiamat. Yeah, that knight
5
looks
hits.
really good.
5 hits, 242 from the ninja, and that's it. Tia 2 is down for Gouda. Gouda, the next runner, onto Chaos. Falconic.
We'll
Do you
give it a
think
shot
Gouda's
here. I do, because I think Ale kind of showed the key to victory here. It's a knight with a large health pool and a red wizard that does nothing but cast Invis until you're either at max stats or that red wizard's dead. The name of the game right now is get that fighter invincible and let him swing. Because eventually you're going to win. Nuclears, they're rough, sure. Feels real bad. But against the Knight's level 50 MDEF, you're going to start to see them roll like they rolled for Ale. Instead of hitting for 250 to 300, suddenly it's more in like the 120 to 160 range. And that's far more doable when you have 999 health.
So, before we actually start calling Gouda's Chaos fight, I want to make a little note on the black shirt in this seed. It happened to roll as the Ice 2 shirt.
Which would be great for this fight, like Meridian was pointing out in chat. Anything that you can use just to see which one Chaos is. We saw Will Bloodworth going man-to-man against Chaos and 8 Garlands, but he had no idea who to swing against.
But Gouda knows that the top left is Chaos, and he is ready to take down Chaos and call it a night.
Uh-oh. 1 hit, 2 damage from that Mazmoon. And no lock on the ninja. Interesting. That
He's
ninja
out.
had the ability to learn lock, and he didn't buy it.
He's out of tempers. Thunder has wiped again. And Thunder is just continuing to go through. But I know
At this
Thunder,
point, I'm starting to wonder if this is actually Thunder playing, or if he wrote a bot that just continues to dive, and Thunder forgot to turn it off. Yeah, I agree with Spells out. Just brack him.
yeah, I have to agree.
Let's go.
Lock 2's coming out from the Red Wizard. 2 hits, 173 coming out. Nuclear comes out, dealing low damage.
Yeah, it's that MDEF. Once you get that high enough, and it starts doing the checks on the math, it just starts rolling in your favor. So by the time you have enough health to survive the 200, 300 nuclears, they're no longer dealing 200 to 300.
Gouda is in man mode now. He
Oh, but I
only
like
has
his
the
chances.
Knight standing. 5 hits for 439. Ink's
He's
coming out
fine.
from Chaos. He's in a loop. 7 hits, 994. 6
Nice,
hits
fine.
for 853. And he's got evade cap. He is good. Nuclear comes out. 120.
Boom.
7 hits for 1,179. Gets the job done. Gouda finishes in 9th place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 26 minutes, 15 seconds.
Yeah, very, very well played. In the same vein as how Ale got it done. You get that knight leveled up and just cast all the invises on him and let him swing with the Mazla. It's a tried and true method. We've seen it twice on stream now. Will Bloodworth still in the race? There he goes. Now he's moving. So I'll share with you guys what I was told on, I think, like day 2 of playing Floor Entrance Shuffle from Zardia, when I said, this is just impossible. I can't wrap my head around Floor Entrance. I can't get past these bosses that are just beating the crap out of me. And he said the one line that just stuck with me, that nothing beats levels. If you're ever in doubt if you ever can't beat something, go get levels. And that's exactly what Ale and Gouda did, and man, it paid off.
How about that chaos, Gouda? GG's.
Well, thank you, my friend. Thank you. How about that chaos? As soon as I'm like, all right, I need to invis up, he's like, you know what, dude? Nuclear, suck it. And I'm like, come on. And of course, Cure 4, best teal spell in the game other than Life 2, was locked to White Wizard.
Mhm.
And of course, Invis 2 was locked to White Wizard. So here I am going, I have no way to invis. I probably missed Ruse because I just browsed through it and don't think about Ruse until the end of the game. And there I sat, hoping for RNG, and it didn't pay off twice. And then I said, you know what? I found 1 or 2 fighters. It's time to go 2-man, which is what I should have done in the first place, because I knew how awful these clamp flags were. I had Massa 5. And the first thing I should have done is said, all right, I'm going to go to 40 with my fighter or my knight Red Wizard, and I didn't. I thought the early 30s could be enough with Massa 5. I was wrong.
If you had gone in at early 30s with Massa 5, it would have been an RNG fest on winning for sure.
Yeah, I don't know when I got swapped over to SG1, but yeah, that's essentially what happened. Was I went in early 30s and thought that I had a chance because I was doing like 800-900 damage a crack. But Chaos was just so punch happy, and he had 3 hits and was doing even 300-400 damage on a armored up knight. So I mean, sometimes RNG gonna RNG, and like I said, as soon as you think that you're gonna get punched, you get nuclear to the face. So what can you do?
Well, you made the adjustments for sure. How quickly were you into TOFR, or rather, how much time did you have to spend from your first dive to your last?
I entered Topher at an hour 43:19 according to my tracker. And then I wiped out twice. I think that was at about 2 hours. And then I went and did fighters for 10 minutes. Because it was 1 or 2 fighters, and I just said, screw it, I'm going to 50.
Going to 50 definitely was the correct idea in this seed, as Thunder has wiped yet again and is just continuing to go in.
So, Gouda, just to catch you up here on our stream, Thundercloud was in TOFR, at 1 hour 14 minutes. Blazing fast, but never found his Mazza.
When I found, I knew Loot was a little trolly and Key was super trolly, because you had to go to Rodless Earth to find it. But with who I knew was in this race, I'm like, you know what? These guys have found. I'm like, I'm super far behind. I'm like, I figured I was 20 minutes behind. I didn't know it was 30 minutes behind. I know Thunder's fast, but wow. And I ended up full clearing basically everything. In the last place that I went was Elfland, so I didn't have warp or exit throughout the entire seed, which really, really hurt. I also didn't go looking for it. I just said I'm gonna do all the proximity plays and just kind of take my time, go through every dungeon, and how about that C split, or how about that Marsh split into C split?
Into C split.
I feel like every time that I get a entrance and floor shuffle, like I rarely play these because they're just such a pain. But I mean, let me tell you, they're fun when you do them. But I've started to commit to, I go into a dungeon, I full clear, and there's 2 real thoughts on this: is go into a dungeon full clear, or pop into the entrance, maybe a second one depending on how long the run is, and then go searching for either like Northwest Castle or whatever.
So you're a runner in Swiss. You had to play the same flag 6 weeks in a row. Was this? You said it's not your favorite flags to play, but was it a nice change of pace from what you've been doing for the past month and a half?
Oh my God, yes. So a bunch of us, like I hang out with Ale quite a bit, and Ale Thunder and I did practice of these a couple nights ago, and it was a great time because we're screwing around, we're having a good time. We know that all the entrances are jumbled up, and we're all going to different places, and we're kind of trolling each other, and like that's what makes these a lot more fun, in my opinion. And it doesn't feel like there's nearly as much like pressure. We have to go, left, right, left, and like it's different routing too.
Right.
which I think is the most fun part of it. And I mean, you sit here and grind Swiss for 6 weeks, and it gets to be just a mental tax because you're like, you know what? I know my opponent is practicing. I should probably practice, and I should probably go and scout them a little bit because this is a 1v1. And I mean, I like these huge races. I think they're a ton of fun. There's so many people. It's a logistical nightmare at being the commish, trying to hurt all these turtles.
Yeah, so that's something to point out for those that are watching that didn't know that this is kind of is it the brainchild, or did you just get kind of thrown into being the leader of the Irongol Heavy Metal Championship?
So I think if I recall correctly, what happened was Asher was kind of messing around one night, talking about it with somebody and talking about pro wrestling, and I'm like, you know what, that sounds fantastic. And I just took it and I made a random set of rules, and I said, you know what, we're going to turn this into a pro wrestling style, like 1v1. We're going to have a just simple ranking system, not this SRL. Oh, look, you got 9th place, but you lost to 2 people who were below you, so minus 18. What? Yeah. So it's pretty simple. It's basically for this, you finish in the top half, you go up in a rank, or you go up a few ranks or whatever based on how good you finished. And if you're in the bottom half, you go down a certain amount of ranks based on how you finished. And when we get more than 10 people together, I got to talk to Tarnan because they're the new number 1 contender, and this is the first time that Tarnan has joined. I know Tarnan is a fantastic runner, loves this kind of stuff. So it's good to see them join in and have a great time and, put out a fantastic showing, even though I know they said they were a little under the weather or tired and didn't want to do it on stream, but damn, that was a blazing fast time.
That's the $1 million question. That vaults Tarnan to number 1, correct?
Well, Tarnan, thank you for correcting me. I don't know which pronoun you use. It's not on stream, and I've talked to you a few times, so I'm just kind of using a general. But yeah, what happens is at this point, you're number 1 contender if you want it. If you just want to do this casually, that's fine too. You don't have to join in. Anybody's welcome to join in on the fun and race if you want. You can be ranked if you want. So here we are. You can be the number 1 contender if you want it. Otherwise, who got 2nd place?
I apologize for jumping in right now during this interview. We do have Will Bloodworth on Whack of Chaos or Chaos and Friends, depending upon what you want to call it. He is going to go ahead and fast up the ninja and start throwing out fogs. Fade coming out from the night. He's going to be taking out each of these garlands, figuring out where Chaos is. Chaos is in the top center position. And he doubled up fast just to be safe, which is a play that personally, I gotta say I like. He's going to continue casting Fade, and he's going to continue using Fog on the ninja. So that way that ninja has so much absorb available. The Red Wizard survives a punch from Chaos. And he's going to start using Heal 3 from the Knight. So that way he's able to keep the Red Wizard alive. But Nuclear should be coming just around the corner if an ink has not been used. And I do not think an ink has been used yet. Chaos has been very punchy so far. And Will Bloodworth is just trying to get as much absorb onto the ninja as he possibly can. Making sure that ninja takes as little damage as possible. It's going to come down to how much damage is that ninja going to take from the nuclears. Here comes the first. Wow. 9 hits for 482 from the ninja wielding the Mosmium. 4 hits for 471 onto the Knight. 5 hits, 336 from the ninja. And that was with a critical. Heal 3 coming out. Getting a little bit of that HP restored that was taken down from Nuclear. He's back up to 480. And he's looking pretty good going into this. And he's going to continue using Fog on the ninja. He wants to make sure that ninja only takes minimal damage. 110 coming out from Nuclear. A really good roll. Really, really good roll. But now, the question is he going to continue or is he going to start going more offensively and tempering? He decides to heal 3 instead. And heal 3 comes out. doing a little bit of healing, but Chaos punches down the Red Wizard. He's going to go ahead and wall the Ninja. Ninja is going to fight and continue attacking. 347 damage. Ink comes out. Wall going to be thrown onto the Ninja. Not going to do much against Nuclear. 6 hits for 53 damage. 2 hits, 2 damage. Chaos swings and punches hard. That Ninja is down to a knee. He's going to swing 2 hits, 9 damage. Ink comes out. Nuclear is just around the corner. Chaos swings again and will, unfortunately, wipes as Thunderclawed is up against Chaos. He's going to go ahead and nuke down all of the Garlands. And Chaos is in the top right. Chaos going ahead and getting Ink out of the way early on. Saber going on to the Ninja. Invis, he is switching over to the Ninja to get the job done. He's going to go ahead and make sure that he can survive anything and everything. He's going to Saber, he's going to Temper, he's going to make sure that Ninja cannot be touched. Lock 2 coming out to lower Garland's evasion. Garland punches out the Black Wizard, which is unfortunate, but definitely not the end of the world. Lock 2 has been used. He's going to go ahead and try to mute Chaos, which has a very, very low chance to succeed. That first Nuclear comes out, dealing a lot of damage.
Mute
is
stress.
ineffective.
Oh, I
Saber
love it.
comes out. Heal 3 is being used. He's got to hope for a low roll. He is in kill range. 3 hits for 382. Nuclear comes out. That's going to be a kill on the Ninja. He has
Time to
been
fast
in
up that night.
He has been in Topher for an hour and 15 minutes so far. He uses the fast +5 sword on the Knight. He has got to do this with the Knight now. He's got 3 invis charges. He's going to use them in order to keep that Knight standing. Both of the Nuclears have gone out. 2 hits come out for 401 damage onto the Knight. The Knight is definitely looking a little worse for wear. Chaos having high critical hit chance. Ink's coming out, dealing a free turn towards Thunder. Thunder gets the last invis charge out. More heal 3s come out. And now it is time for Thunder to go on the offensive. The last Temper comes out. Nuclear, low rolling, but he swings 1 hit, 1 damage. He's out of lock 2s. But Chaos is now missing, and that is huge for Thunder. 5 hits, 229. He does get crits. He needs to start locking down Chaos, and he does that. Chaos is missing. 4 hits, 149. And he's out of heal 3s on the Knight. He has heal 3s on the Red Wizard, but he needs to focus on locking down Chaos so that way he can get more hits, he can potentially get more crits in. The Red Wizard is now in kill range of Nuclear. 5 hits, 285. Heal 3 comes out. And the Red Wizard is up to 246. Ink comes out. That was the second Nuclear. Heal 3 coming out, getting the Red Wizard back into good standing. 10 hits, 331. Not dealing too terribly much damage, but chip damage is better than no damage at all. He gets a very low roll on the Nuclear on both characters, putting him in an extremely good spot. 6 hits, 170. 2 hits, 401. Chaos does crit. And Chaos crits again! Getting through the evasion. Unfortunately, the only thing that Thunder can do at this point is go for instant kills or fades.
Yeah, just try to fade him down and see if you've put enough damage in. I just don't think he has.
He has not. That's going to be another wipe.
But Thunderbot just goes right back in because we forgot to turn the program off.
That was heart-wrenching. The fact that he got 3 crits in a row through max evade or really, really high evade, like that
Yeah.
is Oh, that's terrible. I only got four invises off, and I got really lucky that chaos didn't hit me. That's rough.
Yeah, we're coming up on an hour and 30 minutes of Thunderclaw just dealing with this Topher. All because one sword was missed, and that feels really bad. Because he would have had this. He'd have had this a long time ago if he had something to swing other than that defense sword.
To be honest, where that massive 5 was, I almost just reset out of it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep checking because why not? I'm here, and it was just a super lucky pickup. Like I said, I almost missed it because it was not in a chest that most people would be checking when they didn't know if they were in go mode or not. Like I probably was. I don't have entrances left to check.
Looks like there's life left in Will Bloodworth. Probably took a little bit of a breather, maybe went and refreshed a drink, a little bit of a bathroom break, and right back in he goes. Will Bloodworth does have the Mazza. I think has only made 2 dives into TOFR. Has not made any adjustments on the levels. We'll see if he continues to stick with that ninja, being the Mazza wielder. I know he loves the thief, granted, but I think that knight with the absorb and the health pool, like we said earlier, stick with the plan that worked for Ale and for Gouda. You get that knight as high as you can, put the Mazza in his hands, and just get the evasion stacks up, and you're fine. Then suddenly this chaos isn't so bad.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Falconic. The fact that the ninja, even at level 50, if he makes it that far, the ninja's only got like 600 and some hit points if you level him up to 50, and has less in the strength the strength department. So I mean, your knight's generally going to be hitting more. It's going to have more health, and it's going to have higher absorb. So I mean, I love the ninja as much as anybody else, but in this seed, you really, really want that health pool.
And to answer a statement in chat, the only problem with that, and while that would normally be a great plan, was that tonight's flags had randomized treasures on, so there was never a guarantee that Mazza was going to be out there. Let me double check and make sure. Yeah, Mazza wasn't incentivized. There was just no guarantee.
And with the blessed and cursed weapons and armor, there also was no guarantee that Mazmi have a great roll on it. It just so happened with this seed to be a +5.
And with all the blurst weapons that I've used, this is the first time that I've ever had a Masa 5. It tends to roll low for some reason. It's like the seed hates the Masa. But this time, Falconic, did you see that Vorpal?
We don't talk about it.
Oh man, I was sad. I saw Vorpal -4 and I said, you know what this is? This is a scimitar.
No. The Vorpal -4 is just a pal. To quote chat earlier tonight.
And it's Vorpal -4, and I don't remember the wordplay we used to get there, but you took off the -4.
Yeah, -4.
-4 leaves
Pal.
it just the pal.
The Vorpal was so bad that it actually did break the stream for a moment.
Oh, that's so good. That's Irongol in one meme right there. Bad Vorpal, stream broken.
Yeah, very much so. Thunder has made it back to Kraken 2, and I have got to commend Thunder because he has just been going nonstop at this Topher for the last hour and a half. He spent most of this game in Topher. He came into Topher at 1 hour and 14 minutes, and he has bounced out of Topher every single time so
He's
far.
either drunk or crying. I know I'd be doing both at this point, but something is willing him to just keep going on. Whatever it is, I'd like to find out because I need a little bit more of that. We saw plenty of people forfeit, and rightfully so. This Topher is kind of gross. But Thunderbot presses on for, attempt number 11 or 12 here now.
He did grind a bit, but there's only one thing I can say at this point, and that's determination.
Yeah,
He is
insanity would be another word I use.
I'd go with spite, honestly.
Spite, I like it.
That's the Thunder we know and love. He just spites this Topher, and he's going to say, you know what? I'm good enough at this game. I can do this with low levels. I don't need to go grind. I've got this.
It's a self-imposed limbo challenge. How high did his levels go? I didn't quite see it. I saw the Knight's at least 700-ish, so he's probably around level 40.
I think the knight was 40, the ninja looked like it was 31, and I didn't get to see what the red wizard was.
Right about 40 as well.
Will Bloodworth hot
Oh,
on the
10
heels.
hits, 1220 on Kraken 2.
We've got another finisher, our 11th place finisher out of 21 racers total. Let's see if we can get a tally of how many are still running.
We have 6 runners still going.
One of the other things I really, really love about Irongol is the fact that these runners are just going to keep at it. Like, they know that there's a little bit on the line to gain in rankings, and it's all going to come through, and these runners just keep going, keep giving us a show, and this is fantastic.
It's been a blast to watch. These flags, they're not exactly the same as co-op was last year, and of course co-op you had a teammate. But anytime you bring in clamped bosses, and then you have the insanity of also flipping item magic on, it leads to just pure entertainment. It sucks to run sometimes. I think tonight a few of our runners would agree that it probably wasn't as fun as they thought it would be, but it's been a blast to commentate and to hopefully for the viewers to watch.
And what's better about this is we have alt final boss on, and most people when they see Chaos and Friends go, you know what? Here we go. We got 8 garlands. We can just nuke them down or get rid of them, and Chaos usually isn't too bad. Like we have double dragons that you can get, which in this case would have really sucked because Tiamat likes throwing out nuke like that against Thunder, and and then I think he's got another nuke in there. Like there's like double dragon is awful, and Carry 2 and Tia 2 both tend to punch just hard as hell. We've got the fun dead pack. We've got the evil men and war mech. I mean, there are a lot of really, really bad alt final bosses that can just wreck your day. And when you see Chaos and Friends, you tend to go, sweet, we got Chaos. Not tonight.
I will clarify this yet again. Thunder is not using the X -5. He's using the fast sword, which is the defense sword, +5.
So I did a status check when I was still over on SG3. The Ice Sword +4 was better than the X-Cal in both hit percentage and in damage.
Yeah, I did that same check.
Because I didn't know, I didn't know, honestly. Like, I've never seen the X-Cal -5, and I'm like, you know what, now it already had no crit rate, now it's got a negative crit rate, and it's probably just going to do damage to myself, so that's in the trash.
And then you found like 2 or 3 of them. It was great.
Right? Why not? Why? Give us all those X-Cals. Too bad Katana had to roll -1. That was kind of sad. Sonny.
Did you ever think to go checking for a potential second Mazza?
I thought about it. I was debating whether or not I was going to do ordeals, but I did 169 chests, I think it was. I mean, I did a lot. That's why I did the validation check.
Yeah, I think I've probably cleared every chest in the game with the exception of the ones in Tover. And then we'll lock TOF check, so I don't know if there's a second one out there.
And honestly, that's something that's just really tough to try and go searching for when levels are on the table.
Yeah, well, especially for Thunder, he had never found the first one, so for all he knows, there aren't any bosses in this particular seed. So,
and defense 5 is really, really, really good, as you can see from what Thunder's using it for. It's obviously not Masa 5, but when you add in that extra crit rate and you add in the bonus damage to the defense sword, I mean, it's probably a little bit better than a standard X-Cal, which is an endgame sword.
I mean, Thunder's getting work done with it, too. He just dealt 707 to Lich 2. Will Bloodworth, though, making it through beforehand because Will Bloodworth has the Mosmune.
And he's got 3 temper casters, so if he decides to go fast, well, he's got the fast sword, so he can just fast himself and go temper nuke or something along those lines, and then get an invis stack later, I mean, he should be able to get damage out pretty readily on that defense sword.
He should be able to. I do agree with that.
It's just that matter of survivability because, I mean, you don't generally think that, 150 hit points matter, but all of a sudden, when you're getting nuclear punched in the face for 400, you go from 700 to 0 instead of 900 to 200, and you can try and, make do with it afterwards. A couple heal 3s.
All right,
It looks like Will's got the firepower here, but Sonny, from what you've seen, what adjustments can Will even make at this point?
Levels. Levels will make the difference here. Gotta get to level 50 at this point on at least one of the characters. It's gonna be the only real way to make it through. I mean,
I was really glad I found those 3 eyes where I did, because after failing against Chaos with that invis stack power, I was like, there's really not going to be another way through this. I've got to get levels to beat this game.
Wait a minute, there was 3 eyes in this game?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the spike tile at the Q block.
Oh, shut the front door.
Yeah, it was the third eye grind.
Shut the front door.
It's fine. It's not like that was right at the beginning of the game or anything.
It's not like I could have just done that at the beginning and gone to 35 and made the seed trivial. Nah, I had to go find 2 fighters and off the power cycle and burn 40 cabins. There's just outside of on-rack location, there's just a gigantic pyre going up.
I mean, Thunder may have done the same thing.
Yeah, we saw the eye grind. We also found, Zenobian was the only one that we saw that found just outside of Mirage Tower off the power cycle was a pretty quick T-Rex.
Oh, nice. Outside, so I got to level 12 or 13, like 10 minutes into the game or 15 minutes into the game, because I found a solo red dragon off of the power cycle walking into Elfland location.
Does that sound familiar to you at all?
Yeah, I did the same thing.
It was a nice little find to start the game out.
How quickly did both of you light your first orb here real quick before we see Will Bloodworth take on Kraken 2?
Quickly? How about long? 59 minutes, because Carry 2 sucked.
Yeah, I didn't keep a timer going, so I tried. I did the red D grind that Gouda's talking about. I think I had my fighter, my red mage, at like 16 or 17, and I'd found the ice 4 sword, or the ice plus 4 sword, and I was like, all right, let's go. This should be fine. I've got ice sword, I've got fast, I've got fades. What more can you need for Carrie? Then she's got stun touch. Then she hits you for like 400 damage. I'm like, all right, never mind. Let me just come back to this later.
Literally the exact same thing that I did.
So I like Thunder's strategy right here. Instead of healing up the knight, he has let the knight die so he can life to the knight.
Not a bad play.
Life 2, best heal spell in the game.
So what was surprising for Thunder was he went and did the carry check at about 14 minutes into the game, and by 17 minutes had that orb lit. He was able to get Carry down almost, I think it was on his first try, believe it or not.
It was on
What
the
a
first
beast.
try.
What a
And
beast.
then from there, the XP just steamrolled, and he had 4 orbs lit before anyone else had, I think, 2 on our stream. It was insanely fast.
And that's Thunder's MO, and it's amazing that, especially when you're doing orb XP, it was really tough to get levels, because even though we had 3.5 times XP, when you're not lighting orbs and you're an hour into the game, you're just funneling XP away from everybody.
Yeah, and I think using orb XP for these flags is something a lot of people aren't familiar with, because for I don't know how long now, everyone's been running with key item based EXP. So either you get a percentage based on how many you have, or you get a bigger percentage as you hit a certain threshold. And I think this is one of the first big group runs or group seeds that we've done that have had orb based EXP, where it incentivizes killing those fiends early.
It really does, and it changes the strategy of how you're going to play throughout the game. We do have Thunder working on taking down Tia 2, and this is looking a little dicey right now. 226 HP on the knight, and he's going to do an HP check with Quad X. Is it going to be enough? It's ineffective. He's going to bounce against Tia 2 more than likely. There's Thunder.
They're not enough to scare off Thunderbot, as Thunderbot just goes immediately back in.
Wow. This has got to be just fight running, like we were talking about earlier, because you're an hour and a half into Topher. You spent more time in Topher than you spent on the overworld.
Yeah.
We've had another forfeit from the race, and unfortunately Darren Dry has decided to throw in the towel and forfeit. And truth be told, I cannot blame Darren Dries in the slightest.
Not one bit. And it looks like, was it Darren Dries in there saying, I saw the comment in there somewhere, yep, Warmech. So somebody did check the patrolling Warmech. We didn't get to see it on screen. I was wondering if we would, but I guess in a race with this many people, kind of a waste of time, especially once you knew you had better trap tiles to go grind on.
I forgot about patrolling Warmech. That would have been a fun try your hand at Topher right there.
Will Bloodworth working on taking down Tia 2 just got nuked pretty nicely. Wasn't able to resist with the Black Wizard, but all the other characters took a significant amount of damage. 10 hits, 667 coming out from the ninja. That knight is down. So Will Bloodworth on a little bit of thin ice right now. Fade for 148. Ninja swings. And I don't know how much damage was dealt, but Tia's still standing. 6 hits, 215 with a crit. Fade coming out. 300 damage. A good roll from Fade. That's going to do it.
I was going to say that Red Wizard has to survive, and did.
He's got a chance now. He
has got... The only chance he has is switching away from this ninja theory. He's got to put the Mazza and all the gear on the knight and just invis him up. It's that simple. Put all your stuff on the knight, and that Red Wizard has one job and one job only. Don't waste heal 3s. Just invis. Invis.
Very much so. And Will Bloodworth stops in front of Chaos. Takes a deep breath and pulls Chaos, going to start off by fasting the ninja, going to fade with the knight. He's double fasting the ninja just to be safe. He has 5 charges of invis. He's going to go ahead and fade, and that's going to get rid of all of the garlands. Chaos there at the back center of the party. Invis coming out. That's 1 evasion stack already on the ninja. And now Will Bloodworth has to stop and think, what do I want to do at this point? And the answer is get more evasion stacks. Chaos melees down the Black Wizard.
I don't know about this. Only 600 health on that ninja. Not enough MDEF, I think, to get through. He's swinging pretty good. Five hits for 521. We know this Chaos has about 4,500 HP. And those nuclears are coming.
They are indeed. And he's going to invis again. 4 hits, 449. He's got some crits going out right now.
Yeah, that looks good.
And Chaos has just been attacking melee attacks the whole time so far.
Can we get... That red mage is going to die to the next nuclear. I wonder if we're going to see a crit loop here. Yep, there goes Red Wizard. So now it's just hold A and pray. 4 hits for 411. 3 hits, 356.
There's the nuclear coming out. Chaos swings and misses. 2 hits, 253. Is this going to happen? Nuclear. He's at 175 HP. 4 hits, 394. Chaos swings and misses. 25 damage from the ninja. He's plus 4 hits, 323. Chaos misses again. 3 hits, 192. Chaos still swinging, missing.
They got him.
5 hits, 856. Does it? Will Bloodworth finishes in 12th place with a official
GG.
time of 3 hours, 1 minute, 52 seconds.
Well done, Will Bloodworth, making me eat my words, saying that we had to go to the fighter. No, we don't. The ninja got it all
I can't
night.
hear anything. Hold on. I don't know what's wrong.
Topher so bad it blew out Will Bloodworth's
Hold on,
speakers.
folks.
So Thunderbot is now on to Kraken 2
There we go.
for the 15th time, I think. Just pure determination to get the seed done. Will Bloodworth can hear us.
I can now. Thank you. How you doing, bud?
Oh my gosh, Will.
Congratulations, GG.
Congratulations, sir.
I was not forfeiting, but that was a really, really embarrassing showing tonight.
I mean, we do have Thunderbot going, so
Yeah.
that's a thing.
Thunder's still going, huh?
Thunder
Oh,
is
yes.
about to hit 2 hours in Topher alone.
Yeah. Feels like about right. Yeah, I last location the key. You saw the wipes there. I think Invis was probably my kryptonite, not getting Invis on my red mage.
He tried fog strats and didn't really do you much good because it was still getting hit for 400.
It did literally nothing. I might as well have just put tissue paper in front of me. It did nothing. Like the goggles.
The goggles.
Goggles do nothing.
So you found your Mazza though. We saw there in the fight, but you opted. I mean, no surprise.
Yeah.
You opted to gear up that ninja with the Mazza and
For
kind of
sure.
ride him out. Was there ever any, after those couple wipes there, was there ever the creeping thought of maybe we should push this over to the knight and let the knight do its job?
Not at all. No, more hits on the ninja. To my knowledge, at least the hit rate's higher for the ninja, so it means more chances to crit. I know the knight's got a little bit more strength behind him, but I'm going for crits here on those high evasion enemies, and ninja'd be the right guy to have the Masa on.
Yeah,
Unless my math is wrong, you can correct me.
we were having that debate. I think you're right that the ninja has an extra hit, but you are also right that the knight has more strength. Will do more raw damage. So it was a
Right.
good. It was a
That's
good
probably
good
a
question.
push. I think the more important thing to point out in this one though was just the health pool. When you had that double nuclear from a chaos, that the knight had a good 200 above your ninja, and whether or not that was going to be what allowed you to survive. But it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It looked like you were looking for a crit loop there at the end.
Sort of. Like I was just happy to kill it. You know, whatever it took to get over what seemed to be about 4 or 5k in HP.
4,500.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're right there, Will.
Mm-hmm. It was a real pain in the ass. But I got through it. Took me 3 hours to do it, which is about an hour and a half longer. Well, at least an hour longer than I would have liked. GG to Tarn, and holy crap, lit the seat on fire, threw it at a dumpster, and killed it.
Yeah, I'd
Oh,
love to go back and watch Tarnan's video of this because, man, hour and 45 minutes. I mean, I had gotten into Topher right when Tarnan finished,
Right.
and I'm sitting here going like, wow, because I ground a little bit on fighters and thought that I had a chance. I'm like, well, either Topher is really awful, which it also was,
It was.
or people just wiped to something I didn't see.
I am going to make a request right now from all of you Speed Gaming fans and all of you Final Fantasy. Send Thunder your energy, for he is fighting chaos yet again.
Come on, buddy. I admire
You've got
anybody who sticks with it like this. They've got my respect. So I hope he finishes it out here.
But he's got the right idea. The invis strats coming out from that red wizard.
Mhm.
Chaos throwing out ink. We know nuclear is quickly going to follow.
Yep.
Will Bloodworth got a little bit of a kind of luck stroke there at the end. Chaos got a little bit slap happy against the evasion. Did not throw out that nuclear that could have taken out the ninja. Is Thunder going to have that same kind of luck here? Can we get a chaos that swings at the evasion stack knight?
This chaos is chaotic evil, so we'll never. I can't believe that this chaos is going to be swinging.
This chaos might be swinging hard and swinging fast. But he is deciding with one invis stack, he's going to start fogging. Nuclear has already come out of the gates. And he's already hitting 4 hits, 166. and he's going to continue using fog. He has got to do this right here and now. 3 hits, 357 comes out onto the knight. He's going to need to heal up before nuclear comes out because he is in kill range. Does roll high. He is going to go ahead and decide to heal up with heal 3, and he's going to continue using invis. The second nuclear comes out, it low rolls the knight, which is extremely good. He's going to have his third invis cast out onto that knight. He's going to continue using heal 3. He's going to continue to invis. 4 hits, 564 goes out onto the red wizard. He lost the coin flip on that one. He's going to go for all the marbles here.
Come on, buddy.
135, 5 hits, 793. He's got to survive. He's going to heal 3. Chaos swings. He's down to 40 HP. He swings at Chaos. 3 hits, 375. Chaos swings, 61 damage.
no.
Does another bite.
Oh, man.
And Thunder just burning that encounter and walking right back in.
Good for him.
This is amazing.
Wow.
I can't believe Thunder's going to continue on with this in the exact same thing. This is Thunderbot got caught in an infinite loop. This is exactly what it is. He's holding A and praying, or somebody is rolling the dice there. Hold A and pray, and it's just ugh.
I'm really surprised Thunder didn't go pick up Locke on the ninja at this point. He's seen enough to know that Locke is. I mean, it's better than casting that fog hammer, right?
Yeah, somebody should tell him about. Well, I mean, if I could tell him about fog, I would. Slow walk strats.
The slow walk strats, and then being like, "Screw it! You know I have the loot. I'm just gonna break this."
It's like, do I have to do this again? Do I really? He's thinking about going down there, playing the loot, and going out and saving just to save the frame.
Right. So, for those of you who have been watching, we do have a thing on in these flags called NPC Guillotine. And if you're watching and you got to see them take out a bunch of the bats, one of the reasons why, I mean, we're all on stream for SRL races, and whenever we have NPC Guillotine on, we tend to make sure that we are on SRL because you can break the game with the rod lock and the loot lock, which can be destroyed as NPCs. So obviously Thunder, we know he's got the loot. He's gone through this a dozen, maybe even more times. So he's just showing off the fact that, you know what, I don't have to use the loot this time.
So
I can't blame him at this point, quite honestly. It's like how many times have you fiddled those strings and broken that plate? I think we get the point now.
Yeah, agree, 100%.
Smash the damn thing into the plate.
before we lose Falconic and our tracker, Moist Mogwai, I do want to thank them both for coming into the booth with me. It has been an absolute blast.
Yeah, man, I had fun. We definitely need to get back in the booth. This is our first time doing it, and certainly not the last time.
And I appreciate you guys coming in, like Falcmo. I know you guys are busy. You guys got work in the morning, so I appreciate the hell out of the fact that you guys showed up, had a great cast, and were able to help us out. It's amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Falconic,
Anytime.
I can guarantee you we will be in the booth more often.
Sounds good. All right, I gotta hit the bed. Work comes calling in 5 hours.
Night, brother.
Take it easy,
Night.
Falc.
Take it easy, brother.
Thanks,
Okay,
Mo.
so I'm just learning that he doesn't have Masa.
Yep,
Yes.
he's got Fast 5. Also, Sonny, where did he find that Fast 5 sword?
Oh, I'm gonna remember what that was.
You're asking me where the Fast 5 sword was, and that's been about 2.5 hours ago.
You should have asked 2.5 hours ago.
One of the last places I went, I think.
I was probably still in Corneria 2.5 hours ago, so...
Fast 5, Fast 5, Fast 5.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I was gonna say what? I don't think I ever saw that movie.
Volcano, I think. I want to say it was the Volcano Armory.
Is that what he's swinging?
Yeah, he's swinging a Fast 5 sword.
Oh no! So it's basically a defense sword.
Yep, defense sword with +5. So it's got a little bit better. It's probably close to an X-Cal, if
No,
I had to
it
guess.
actually is the defense sword +5.
Yeah.
Right. That's, yeah.
But it's basically an X-Cal damage and whatnot, would be my guess. If I had to
Right.
guess, like what it'd be comparable to.
Yes, it would be. Actually, no. It would be closer to Sun Sword +2, I think, in damage.
Okay.
Yeah, sure as heck ain't no mouse of 5, says Mr. Nori.
No.
Yeah, you got that right.
I ended up going to 50 on my Night Will. I said,
Yeah.
screw it. I found two fighters and I ground Knight Red Wizard up to 50 and said, here we go.
Fair enough. There was a 3-eye tile in Mirage 3.
I found that out as soon as I got into the booth, and they said, hey, you know, this 3-eye tile was right there. You know, you probably could have gone to 30 before you even left the gate. Yeah,
Mhm.
probably could have.
So there has been a request in chat from Lyra for a mono recap,
Yeah.
and the mono recap literally is Topher.
All right, Lyra, I'll give you a mono recap. Here we go. We found a floater somewhere. We got in the air. We flew around the air. I bet you people went one way. When some went north, some went south, some went to Volcano. And next thing you know, bam! You get punched in the face by Chaos.
So, to
Some
give
people
you,
took 3 hours to get the damn win.
Oh, Speed Gaming 5, thank you so much for the raid. That's fantastic. Welcome, 143 new viewers. We have been watching Thunderclawed bang his face against this Topher for
2
going on the
hours.
2-hour mark right now. Thunderclawed, one of the fastest racers in FFR, getting into Topher at an hour 15 for reference. I finished in like 7th place, 9th place, something like that, and I was in Topher a half an hour after him.
Hits for
Yeah,
1,222.
but and he got the Quad X to go off onto Kraken 2, instantly killing Kraken 2. That
Yeah,
was glorious.
Kraken 2 is somewhere between like 1800 HP, I think.
Spitebot right now is having an extremely good run right now, and if Spitebot does not make it through this, I'm gonna be really sad.
Yeah, he'll probably keep going though. At this point, I can't imagine him forfeiting. I don't think he's come this far just to be like, yeah, you know what, I give up. You're so invested at this point, you just can't. There's a point of pride where you just can't allow yourself to give up. That's
And
where
that-
I get to.
That is the point that he's at, and I have to commend him for this, like you have, Will.
Yeah.
But for now, he is back at Tiamat 2. We know Tiamat 2 has damage poison. We know Tiamat 2 has nuke.
First cast nuke. Yes.
And Tiamat 2 has a boatload of hit points.
Yup.
And
Somewhat.
deals a lot of damage on melee attacks.
It's got like in the neighborhood of 3,000 HP, I think.
When we're dealing with clamped...
We saw a
Wow.
critical hit from the knight for 1,435 damage.
That is a lot of damage.
There we
That's
go, Knight. You can keep
half
this
the-
up.
Half the HP, probably right there.
Just
How about
to quote one of my favorite things to say, that's a lot of damage.
And as we say that, Tiamat comes back and takes out the Black Mage Ale. That Black Mage had a family!
And then
Broken in half!
And then Thunder goes, nah, that ain't cool. Swing 976. That's it. T is down.
Stone Cold! Stone Cold! Stone Cold!
Oh gosh. All right, Thunder.
Here
Before
we
Bring us
go.
home, bud.
Before we
Come
get to
on.
Chaos, let's talk about how good that Tiamat was with barbecue sauce.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, come on, Thunder.
Here we go,
We-
Thunder. Come on, you
we-
got this, buddy. You got
we
this.
Believe, we believe.
Yeah, normally we reserve those blessed RNGs for Warp Mech, but I'm gonna reserve it
No.
for Spitebot at the moment.
We need some bless RNGs for Spitebot now. This is massive.
Come on. Oh, we found Chaos. Back left. Center.
So lawful evil or
Yeah,
he's
it's
back
actually
left center.
he's in he's a
He's
What?
lawful neutral.
lawful neutral. Oh, who knew?
Maybe a lawful neutral Chaos will give us a little bit better RNG.
And
He's
I am
he's
going
in, he's
to
in,
join.
the Hermes Conrad square.
I am going to join chat and giving the bless RNGs right now because
Same.
we all know that Thunder needs as much good RNG as he can get. Speaking of good RNG, look at those
Low roll, low
as
roll.
can be. He's
Wow,
out.
there we go.
Now that is what we need. He is out of heal pots entirely. Doesn't look like it's going to be too much of a problem. Oh, don't you dare cast Fade.
All right, Nuclear comes out again. He does not have Temper Cast coming out from the Black Wizard anymore. Those were decent rolls on Nuclear. He needs to get his evasion capped at this point.
I think his script is Ink Nuclear Nuclear Ink. I don't remember seeing any spells. It's just skills and attacks. So
Yeah, it sounds right.
He's got an
Yep.
ink, he's got a couple inks before he sees another Nuclear come out. So this is a good time for him to get those invises in.
Oh
He's-
no!
As I
Back
say
row
that.
the red.
A to win, dude. A and pray.
Hold down A, pray, and let this happen. 8 hits, 506. He's going to try to get in a loop. Chaos is missing. 6 hits,
506.
279 damage. 4 hits, 140 coming from the Knight. Chaos continuing to miss.
This is what he
9
needs.
hits, 277. Come on, Thunder. Get this done, my friend. 4 hits,
Look-
149.
Looking good so far. Low roll Nuclear comes out. 449 damage. Gonna need to do more than that.
He is healing up. 8 hits, 276. Nuclear comes out, 136. 5 hits, 54. No crits on it, but Chaos continues to miss. 5 hits, 76. He's still not getting any crits whatsoever. He's trying to change the RNG so he can get crits. 6 hits, 257. He's got crits going out. He's gonna attack again. 4 hits, 34. No damage really going out. 7 hits, 250. There's a crit. Chaos keeps attacking. 4 hits, 54 damage. 8 comes out. Nuclear should be coming up shortly. He swings again. 5 hits, 544. That is a huge hit. Nuclear comes out. He swings. 4 hits, 135. There's another crit in there. He just keeps cycling through the menu. 9 hits, 278. More crits coming out from the Knight. 2 hits, 7 damage. Unfortunately, no crits whatsoever. Continues to attack. He uses B to buffer. 5 hits, 215. There's more crits. Is he in a loop? 3 hits, 3 damage. He's not in a loop, but he's trying everything he can. Nuclear comes out, 208. He's 5 hits for 76 damage. 8 comes out. 7 hits, 252. He gets it.
Boom. Finally. It pays
Oh
off.
my god!
Finally.
Finally! Thunder has come back from being the Thunder Spite Bot.
Thunderclawed finishes in 14th place with an official SRL time of 3 hours, 19 minutes, 43 seconds. After as much spite as he had going on this, get your GGs out for Thunder.
Wow.
Clawed.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And at this point, I believe we just have Grandylicious running of all of our runners across all of our channels,
Mm-hmm.
who is dedicating himself to one more dive, and then he's calling it a night. The story is
Hope we can
Thunder.
get Thunder in here so we can hear. I can't believe I finally beat this seed.
If he hasn't thrown on his voice already from screaming out the damn game,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
You mean like
Yeah,
I,
absolutely.
like I almost have a couple of times already?
Alright, Chad.
Every
We're
time I
probably-
saw someone finish, I was bitter.
We're probably gonna need to get a quarter a piece in here to get Thunderclawed a new controller after that.
Thunder, I see, is in voice and has now joined us. Thunder, my friend, you fought with everything. You kept going in. GG's, my friend. Was that out of spite and hatred towards how Topher was going?
Yeah, you know, it's kind of what you get with this flag. You're not guaranteed really any safeties, and yeah, it's just, you know, who gets lucky first. It's kind of the name of the game sometimes, and that's how this one played out. It's okay though. I had fun towards the end.
Good.
I really laughed at my endgame message when it said I've never seen such speed before. I was like, me neither.
So, Thunder, I have bad news for you.
Oh yeah?
You missed a Mosmune +5.
Yeah, I figured there was either. When I saw people actually finishing this, I figured it was either that or like some type of invis casting item was out there, or like a Cure 3 or Cure 4 weapon or something. So that makes sense.
That's why I kept diving boxes. I'm like, there's got to be a Cure 3, Cure 4, or an Invis 2, or a Ruse Stick. There's got to be something that can help me out here, because Invis 1 sucks.
Yeah, no, it should have worked a lot sooner than it did, but I got a lot of really bad RNG and backline punches, so, that's the name of the game, though.
Yeah,
You
we were watching, man. Whew. But kudos, man, sticking it out. That was fantastic. These kinds of flags, it really tricks you, in my opinion, because you only have 150% unclamped trash mobs, so you feel like the whole game is running really nicely, and then you meet Topher bosses.
Yeah, I mean, none of the bosses except for Tia were really that bad. But it was just, half the time I got the Tia, my red mage would get punched and then nuked, or vice versa, and it was just crazy. And then Chaos just wouldn't let me get my invis up.
No.
Thunder, I want to let you know, you won chat's hearts from just constantly going in, never relenting on your dives, and continuing to push as hard as you could throughout the entirety of Topher.
Yeah, that's good. Like I said, I kind of hinted or said it, but I don't think the play was the grind of 50 hours. I was already 42 or something like that on my main carry, and what's 8 levels gonna do? You just kind of had to get the RNG, and it just didn't come easy tonight.
Right.
The only thing that 50 did was give you more HP and a couple more strength, which is exactly what I ended up running to 50. I went in mid-30s and got noped out twice, and then two-manned it to Knight Red Wizard up to 50 just to get the 999 HP. And at the end, I want to say 200 or 300 HP at the end.
Yeah, if you go back and watch this, Falconic and I both agreed that with the weaponry you had, especially the lack of the Mosmium +5, the best course of action for you was going to be to go to level 50, so that way you had the extra HP to take maybe an extra hit if necessary. But you proved both of us wrong with that final dive, and I'm glad you proved both of us wrong.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely could have made the difference in earlier dives. Maybe you survived one more nuclear or something like that, but I really didn't feel like it weighed that heavy as far as a win condition.
I mean, level 50 is nice, but you definitely did prove it's not a win condition whatsoever.
It felt pretty good though when I actually got my go mode and all 4 orbs at 110. But then when I look back at my timer and I realized I could have gotten go mode 3 times by the time I cleared the seed, felt pretty bad.
Right?
No doubt. Yeah.
I mean, I'll have to look back at the other VODs, but I feel like I had to be the first one in Topher, or at least close to it.
You were the first one in Topher on this stream. You entered at 114, and then I'm not going to lie, I lost count of how many times you got booted out and went back in.
I didn't keep track either. I was hoping one of you did.
4, 5. Mo has 6, I think.
Oh, it was way more than 6. It was way more than 6.
Well, she stopped at 6. It was 15.
It
I
had
think,
to be
overall.
It had to be between 15 and 20. If I don't even think I'm over exaggerating that.
Yeah.
No, I know you're not. I think it was about 15 or 16. But at the same time, we were tracking everybody else's, and the chaos was just absolutely crazy. Tia 2 was fairly unkind, but in the end, you all made it through.
Yeah, I really wanted to watch some people that finished around the hour 30 mark and just see what kind of Topher luck they got, and just kind of get mad as I watched their run through.
You and me both.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch
go.
this whole thing back just to try and see kind of where I could have saved time. Because I was a half an hour behind you, Thunder. getting into Topher. But I popped open like basically every freaking box in the game.
Yeah. You know what's funny is on my first dive when I was like 24 across the board, I actually made it to Chaos. But then it was like I ground to 40 something. And it was like an hour later I finally made it back to Chaos. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I made I think my first dive I died on carry too because I meant to revive people and I forgot about it because I wanted the sweet evasion stacks. And then the second dive I went in, I was on Chaos, and after finishing the CD coming in chat, both Volcanic and Sonny were like, "We're pretty sure you did like over 4,000 damage." So I feel like I was probably just like 1 or 2 swings away from killing him when I wiped, and then it just kind of went backwards from there for a few dives. So.
Yeah, you were really close to killing Chaos on your first dive.
Like, I think I know what actually got me in my final dive was I stopped in front of the loot plate. I kind of crept up to it, slow walk, looked left and right, see if anybody's watching, and I just guillotined that plate that time, and that's what got me through.
The luck from guillotining the plate, I like it. And you had used the loot on every single one beforehand.
Exactly, it was the difference, I'm telling you.
We noticed it, but...
No, we didn't. We all averted our eyes. We saw nothing.
You guys may have. I noticed it, but in the end... I was like, you had the loot the whole time, so, I mean, I'm not going to fault you for it.
I didn't think there would be an issue since, I used the loot 15 other times.
Right.
That is exactly what I said. Like, just showing off the fact that we can do this.
And it looks like Grundy has decided to call it a night and officially ends our race for the evening.
Absolutely. So with that, I am going to go ahead and jump to final thoughts because I know over on the East Coast, it's almost 2 a.m.
Mhm.
So I imagine some people are wanting to get to bed. So in order of you guys finishing, Ale, we'll start with you. Any final thoughts from this?
I mean, I think these flags for me kind of highlight why I really like the Irongol like setup and tournament and league and all that good stuff that goes along with it. Is you can kind of come up with whatever kookamamie nonsense you want to come up with, and there's guaranteed to be at least one other person in the community who wants to run it with you, and you can turn it into a show. And even with the crazy flags, you can have people who pull off amazing things like Tarnia did tonight with her, I think, an hour 35, hour 40 finish.
Yeah.
Or you can see, what we did with Thunder tonight, where you turn into Thunderbot for 2 hours and you just go in like, muscle memory mode. But I think all the flags we've come up with are really fun so far, and I think it kind of takes a different spin. It's a different approach to the game than the spring tournament is. So I'd encourage people to come out and jump in and play with us, come up with some flags and challenge people.
Gouda, I believe you were next in order, the commissioner himself.
Yes, sir. So I love how Irongol just spirals completely out of control into insanity, because it was at some point last week where Dark Moon just posted these flags and said, "Gouda, I'm challenging you." And then I believe it was Will Bloodworth jumped in and said, "Huh, these flags, I'm doing these flags." And then Ragnarok jumped in and said, "I'm doing these flags." And then somebody else jumped in and was like, "I want to do these flags too." And I'm like, let's just get a rumble together and see what happens. And then we ended up with like 10 people. And then tonight we had 21, which is absolutely fantastic. And that's the heart of Irongol, is if you find something that seems fun and crazy and insane, like, this is what you do. And I mean, people came out, and we had anywhere from vets. We got CC and Thunder and Ale, to the mid-tier runners like myself, to newbies like Grundylicious and Darren Dreiss, and they're out here, giving it their all and trying these new flags that are these really, really tough clamp flags that, 100 to 300 clamped is nothing to sniff at. And it's definitely a change of pace from spring tournament, which just is amazing. And it's so good seeing these new runners out here having a great time. And, we got our new #1 contender. And once spring tournament is over, you will see a whole heck of a lot more Irongol happening. And I am super excited. Remember, we still have spring tournament. We're on a basically not quite a 2-week hiatus. We've got the last chance qualifier coming up on Friday, and then we've got the play-in race coming up in a couple of probably next week sometime. So those are going to be 2 more fantastic, huge races. And I'm really long-winded, so I'm gonna I'll shoot it to Will Bloodworth, who is next in line.
Yes, the Emerald City Saint, the Master of the Thieves, Will Bloodworth.
Man, oh man. There's something I said before this race kicked off. I said that Irongol is the true test of who really is the best at FFR. If you can't beat the best under the worst circumstances, then I don't think you have the right to necessarily call yourself the best. Tarnan did it tonight. I believe that Tarnan's going to be a mainstay in the Irongol community and continue to kick the crap out of people with these types of flags. It takes a special kind of player to wade through the crap and find the way through, and Tarnan proved that tonight. Then you got I feel like I have a special kinship now with Thunder for being 3-hour road warriors here, pushing through it despite bad RNG. Despite just everything the game could throw at us and making our lives miserable. I think we had invested so much time at that point that quitting was just not on the table. So GG, Thunder, I was happy to watch you finish, and I was really glad you didn't end up forfeiting either.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thunder, my friend, any last thoughts?
It was a lot of fun, quote unquote. Yeah, no, Iron Gold really can test you, and it can really test your luck. So there's a lot that goes into this game being a randomizer. You're going to balance both ends of that, but it's a fun avenue in the community to run these Iron Gold flags. They're not always this crazy. They're designed by people. This is probably the worst we've seen. So don't get discouraged if you want to try things like this out. Jump on in and try some less crazy ones that people design.
I do have to say, these flags were not only a blast to watch, but a blast to commentate. And I do have to give a huge shout out to Falconic for joining me in the booth. And then Ale, Gouda, Will, the 3 of you coming in helping me out when Falconic actually needed to leave. I also want to give a huge shout out to Moist Mogwai for doing the tracking.
Wow.
Her notes were extremely helpful throughout all of this because Falconic and I even had a few points that we went, wait, where was this item at? we don't even remember where this was. So massive shout outs to Wismogwai for doing that tracking. I gotta give all 21 of the runners that participated in the race shout outs as well. This seed started out pretty nice, to be completely honest, and then just took that massive turn into pure evil with Tia 2 and Chaos.
It was great.
Even to those that forfeit, you played a great seed. Doesn't matter where you forfeit, you played extremely well. Be sure to give the Speed Gaming family a follow. Speed Gaming through Speed Gaming 6. Be sure to give all of the runners that were featured a follow. Will Bloodworth, Gouda632, Ale Markin, Crab Cakes, Thunderclawed. There's one more I'm missing. Zenobian.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure to keep your eyes peeled on the Speed Gaming schedule. We will have more of these Iron Goal races as we continue throughout not only the spring tournament, but even post-spring tournament. We have the last chance qualifier coming up Friday, or last chance qualifier and then play-in race for brackets the following week. And then after that, it will be the bracket stages. So definitely be sure to stay tuned for those. Also, be sure to join the FFR Discord, Speed Gaming's Discord. Check out Speed Gaming's schedule altogether because Speed Gaming hosts so many great races, so many great tournaments. And without them, a lot of the stuff that is brought to you guys would not be possible. So, on behalf of Will Bloodworth, Gouda, Thunder, Ale Markin, Zenobian, Crab Cakes, Falconic, Moist Mogwai. I want to thank you all for watching this absolutely insane race with all of these runners. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next time around for some more action-packed Final Fantasy Randomizer. Have a great evening.